Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Southampton in a must-win game for Manchester United tonight. Team news will follow shortly, but first of all, let's get into the show. Sponsored by OneFootball Tonight. You can download it. The link is in the video description. A new look, but the same app where you can get all your latest Manchester United news, stats, and general football news and stats as well, I must say. All in one place. Link is in the video description for that. And as you can see on the screen as I play it now as well, this should work. Put the phone up. There you go. OneFootball app. Download it free. As I said, in-game stats, in-game player ratings, voting, things like that. Loads to get involved with. Make sure you download it. It's free on Apple and Android as well. How are we all doing? Lots of people. Another disappointment awaits, says young Donny. Oh, come on, young Donny. Let's not get too negative before we've even started. I don't think there is any need for that. Arsenal are winning 1-0 at the moment. Their run of good form continues. So Arsenal winning 1-0 at this moment. But look, predictions for lineup. I can put a predicted lineup for you. I don't think this is actually going to be the team, but I'll put it up for you. Why not? Where are you, baby? There you go. So Eric Bailly, Pogba, Bruno, yeah, that's the team that I've gone with. I don't necessarily think that will be the team, but I don't think Donny van de Beek will start. I'd love to see that happening. I'd love to see that team happen there, but I don't think that it will. So, Mark, you're the best. What is your score prediction for today? Says Cooking with Philip. We've got to win Cooking with Philip. We must win, and we must win by any means possible. I would like to see us win, 3 or 4-0. I think that, to be honest with you, I just want to win. And I think against a team like Southampton, who've got injury, we'll have to take it again. If we don't win this game, we're going to have to take it again. I thought we took it a little bit against Liverpool because they haven't got their centre backs, but it was at Anfield. Maybe we should have won that late on. Against Sheffield United, we really took it, didn't we? Because we should be beating a team like that. And against Arsenal, I think that teams were looking at us should be 1-1. Penalty to Wolves. He's through 1-on-1. It won't be a red card because it's double jeopardy, but it's definitely going to be... Oh, he's giving him a red. Oh, I don't even understand the rules of football anymore. I don't understand the rules of football. How is that a red for Luis? I'm confused. He's through 1-on-1, the Wolves player. I don't know whether he touches him. I don't know what happens here. Well, David Luiz is not contesting it, but we've got a penalty here. The ref's had a nightmare, says Mark. Mate, look, I will bow down to you many more times than myself. I don't understand the rules anymore. But a Wolves player was running through. I don't know whether it was Semedo. Somebody would tell me in the live comments, but Semedo or somebody's running through and David Luiz catches him. I thought there was a goalkeeper wouldn't get a red card because that's double jeopardy. You still get a red if you deny a clear scoring chance, even when it's a penalty. They changed the rules, says Robert. And he's gone. He's gone, Bridge. He's gone, Luis. Is David Luiz gone? Is David gone, Luis? So it's a penalty to Wolves and Arsenal down to 10 men. We are meant to be talking about Manchester United, but that's a bit of exciting news. It has to be... Thanks to the live comments, I can give you some clarity because this could happen in a United game. If you're in the penalty box and you get fouled, you will not get a red card if there's a genuine attempt to get the ball. David Luiz made no attempt to get the ball. He caught the player, therefore it's a penalty and it's a red card. Not a penalty, says Zayn Miassi. So Zayn Miassi is saying it's not a penalty. It is a penalty. And I think, is it Neves who's going to take it? And he scores it. Kiss my assy, Zayn Miassi. It's 1-1 and Arsenal are down to 10 men. And yes. That's the story at the moment. So Ruben Neves, very good penalty. 1-1 in that game. Right before half-time, David Luiz sent off. It's David Luiz the clown. It's David Luiz the clown. E-I-A-D-O, it's David Luiz the clown. Wish you could have done that at the weekend. Oh, they'll be going mad about that. They'll be going mad about that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll put my hands up and say, put your hands up, put your hands up. What I would say is put your hands up. But no, I didn't think it was a red card because I thought they'd got rid of this rule of having double jeopardy. But apparently, and it makes sense, if you make no genuine attempt to get the ball, you get a red card. And that's fair enough. How are you? My stepdad is called Mark, says Jaden Lyons. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Hope you're doing very well. Thanks for the super chat. You can do that through the $sign if you want. But, yeah, 1-1. Leaked team, Mark. Have we got a leaked team for you? Let me just have a quick look around. I haven't even had a chance to look on the socials yet. Mengi's on the bench for Derby. But it's... let me just have a quick look if I can find something for you. I got a little something for you. Let's have a look. I have to have a bit of a look around. No, they've been quite good recently. I had a really good source for team news. I mean, the best one I had was that Liverpool game 3 hours early, but they've obviously closed that door on that one. So there is nothing I can bring you at the moment around Manchester United. But I'm sure we'll get something in the next few minutes. Mark, would Sergio Ramos be better than Maguire and Jones? To Safer saying, of course he would. He's one of the best centre-backs in the world. Nate, 42 minutes. Beak, 80 minutes. And James got 140. Mata, 100. Here we go. Chelsea says, Mata, 42 minutes. Van der Beek, 80 minutes. And James got 144 minutes. This is what they played in the Premier League last 12 games. Ollie don't trust them, so he needs to pick Diallo. Interesting. Welcome to the Members Club, Luke Thornhill. Thank you very much for joining there. How do you feel about Pogba Player of the Month? Did Pogba win Player of the Month? I did predict that would happen, didn't I? I mean, I think it should have been Luke Shaw, but I said that Pogba would win it because it's voted for by the fans, and Paul Pogba's going to get way more votes than someone like Luke Shaw, I'm afraid. And Bruno would as well. But for me, Luke Shaw was the obvious consistently best player of the month, but I said he wouldn't get it. So fair play to Paul Pogba. He had a very good month, and I would have had him in a second place, but for me it would have been Luke Shaw. But I'm happy that Pogba's got it. I predicted he would get it. I'm not really bothered about it, and I hope Pogba can be player of the month in February, March, and April as well, because if he is, then we're going to be doing very, very well. If Van der Beek don't play, I'm Ollie out, says BD9. How do you feel about that, actually? Are you starting to get to that point with Van der Beek? I mean, I got to say, I totally missed it on the watch along against Arsenal when Pogba tucked in because McTominay went off. I was like, that makes a lot of sense, but I saw it in the live comments. A lot of people were very, very unhappy, saying, why is Van der Beek not being used? And I've got to put my hands up and say that I was quite happy that Pogba was coming back into the middle because I want to see Pogba playing in the middle. But it's a good point. If you're going to play Pogba off the left, why do you automatically bring him straight back inside to bring on Martial, who's not been that good? So I understand that, but it is what it is, of course. Hopefully, we will win tonight. I can say I've got my lucky Christmas pajamas on. I say Christmas. There's a bloke skiing. There's a few trees. I'm trying not to touch the groin area. A few trees, a few skiers. They're not really Christmas pajamas. I just wore them over the Christmas period, and we won. So I've gone with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Van der Beek does need a start, says Clack. I'd be amazed if Diallo is in the squad. Tavares would be fantastic. If you know, you know. Tavares, I wish he was real. Oh, I wish he was real, but he's not. He belongs on my FIFA career mode. Yeah, we need to win. We lose tonight and Ollie out. No. None of that. We're not Ollie out if we lose tonight. But well, you might be, but I think that would be a little bit too far. I think where I would hope United fans are is that let's see where we are in May. There's every chance that Manchester United will be in the top 4 come May, and you'll get a new contract. But if we win the league, it will be a right thing to do. If we don't win the league and we don't finish top 4, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might find himself in a situation where he's out of a job. So, I think all options are on the plate. All options are on the menu. And I think the obvious solution is to wait till May. Especially as we wouldn't want, I find it hard to understand why people would want Solskjaer to be sacked when we're second in the league anyway. But if you got your way and Solskjaer was sacked after tonight, or if he lost his next 2 games, which I wouldn't sack him if he lost to Southampton and Everton, by the way. But if you did sack him, who's going to come in? It's going to have to be an interim. You're not going to get Nagelsmann. Oh, Allegri, innit? I think we've got to see this through until May. I've always said that. And I think Chelsea should have done it with Lampard as well. I'm very glad of Zayn Miassi to say this. He says, big up to Sir Tom Moore, what a legend. Shame overplayed players don't have the same courage as him. Really sad news. Sir Tom Moore, who last April walked around his garden numerous times to raise over £30 million for the NHS. Sadly went into hospital yesterday with complications from pneumonia and having caught COVID and passed away today. So rest in peace, Sir Tom. It's tragic, absolutely tragic. Raised all that money for this, for those people, helping people with COVID, and then succumbed to the pandemic illness himself. However, he's a legend. He's a legend, and he will go down as a legend. And there is no consolation. I mean, I've heard some people saying, well, 100 is a fantastic age. And it is, but it's still very, very sad that all the work he did in relation to this pandemic, and he is another number attached to the many numbers of sad deaths we've had attached to COVID-19. So, yes, thank you, Zayn, for that, because it was on my agenda to discuss, and you've reminded me of it. Also, Zayn's probably not happy about Arsenal. What else has he got to say? Mark, when we win tonight and you lose, we will only be 9 points behind you. Zayn, have you just seen what happened at half-time? Can I just ask why Zayn is watching United stand while his team is playing? Love from South Africa. He's probably got it on the telly. Mazzy. I've been saying for 3 months, Ovley's favouritism of form or an ability we will get in the sack. Example, Maguire and McTominay over Bay and Lindelof and Van der Beek, says Noah. Thank you for the contribution from Peter Vegstein as well. Remember to subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are on road to 975,000 today. And this phone thing here, that's the One Football app. You can download it. The link is in the video description. It's free on Apple and Android. You can get all your Man United news, all your football news, all your player ratings, all your in-match stats. Give it a go, One Football. Download it. Appreciate the support for that. Apparently Mason Greenwood starts for Manchester United tonight. So that is confirmed coming through. So anybody who's wanting a little bit of football news, Mason Greenwood will start in this game. I would therefore make a change to this team that I've got on my right. And, I had hoped Donny would start, but it will be Mason. See how I quickly transition that? 34 to 11. Easy work. So, yeah, he will be starting tonight. Sorry, it was Sir Tom, not Sir Tim. My error, says Zayn Miassi. We want to play out from the back, and Van der Beek keeps the calm in the team, recycles the ball. I feel like Ollie wants to play counter-attacking football, and our coaches want to keep the ball, says Red Baron. Does nasal hair trimmer work in other areas, says Ethan Buchanan? I wouldn't advise it. And imagine Donny van der Beek turns into a prolific right winger we've been searching for. Wishful thinking, says Cress Andromeda. Well, the confirmation is that, and look, there are a few people like Raheem talking about Maguire having 5 yellow cards. The 5 yellow card rule ceased to exist after game 19. Halfway through the season, it ceases to exist. We are past halfway through the season, so Harry Maguire's 5 yellow cards is irrelevant now. I don't get why the Glazers won't operate the way they do with United. They got their NFL team, all the good players, and they're in the Super Bowl, says Sachin. And lack a hat-trick upcoming, says Zayn Miassi. I think with American football, my understanding is it's a little bit different because of the draft system. So maybe that might be something to do with it. But yeah, that's my understanding on that one. That's probably why it's a little bit different in regards to that. But you know what? It is what it is. We are where we are. Manchester United, massive game tonight. I mean, look, we're all keeping an eye on the Wolves game. I'm sure we are. But having a Wolves-Arsenal game. But it's all about Manchester United tonight. And look, Wolves and Arsenal are miles behind us. Absolutely miles behind us. If they draw, they'll be even further behind. But we must win tonight. What do you think about the team? I've not had a confirmed team, but the team that I've got on the screen for you, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the team based on the fact that there's a leak that Mason Greenwood Mason Greenwood's going to start, is what we're hearing. So, look, I love Mason Greenwood. Imagine if Zlatan was still here, says Dildar, and win the league equals 5-year contract, top 3 equals 3-year contract, top 4 equals 1-year extension plus backing, outside the top 4, then maybe have a rethink. And I think JMG's right talking about Ollie there. Win the league, 5-year contract, top 3, 3-year contract, 4th, 1-year extension, outside the top 4, let's have a chat. I think that's about fair. Salah Ahmed, Tavares does exist in real life, yet he's not a Ronaldo regen. By the way, do you think Ollie has got a list of centre-backs he wants in the summer, and who's the favourite? I mean, I think on the centre-backs, we all know that Manchester United, and specifically Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, does want a centre-back. And I think that his centre-back choice is going to be... what's his face? I think Upamecano is a player that Manchester United are certainly very interested in. I think that's been the case and an obvious case for quite a while now. But I do also think that it's not going to be easy for Manchester United to do that deal, and I think they're going to have backups. And as Salah Ahmed will know too well, I think Koundé is probably a decent option in that sense as well. So look, we'll see what happens with signings. I think it's been a disappointing January transfer window, and even more disappointing summer transfer window last year. But the reality is the transfer window is closed now. And therefore, we just have to get on with what we've got. And in some ways, I'm quite happy about that, because I just want to get on with it. I want to get on with it. I want United to just get on with it, with what we've got. I wanted more players. We've got what we've got. We just have to get on with what we've got. Mark, can we have your thoughts on the disgusting news article about Flex being on Sky Sports, says Sophie and Ali? Well, that's all over social media, mate. I don't intend to spend time giving it more airtime than it already has had. But I think when you bring race into arguments like that, it's disgusting. And I thought that the whole general article was very discriminatory and dismissive. And as I said on Twitter, I mean, you can check it out on Twitter. It's just bitterness, isn't it? Bitterness and hate, ignorance as well, and ultimately, whether it's racism, whether it's abuse, whether it's vile behaviour, at the cause of all of this, there is just an ignorance and a bitterness with these people, unfortunately. And yeah, it won't go away until harder work is done. Well said, Tom. Harsh to say the least, says George Hanson. And Peter Walton said, if you don't attempt to get the ball in the box, it's a sending off and penalty. If you make an attempt to get the ball, it's a penalty and a booking, says Thomas Hamilton. Yeah, which is what it always should be, but I actually thought that it was now different to that. I actually thought you did get to stay on the pitch if you made a foul in the penalty box now, which wouldn't be fair, because, to be honest with you, when you watch what David Luiz does back, there is no attempt to get the ball. It is a foul. And imagine if Wolves missed that penalty, then there's nothing lost for Arsenal. So there has to be a consequence to that. I would agree on that. And look, but it's something to bear in mind for Manchester United in the future, isn't it? Definitely. Bayern CEO said that only 2 other clubs have contacted Upamecano, Chelsea and Liverpool, says Samyak. I don't know where you're getting that from, Samyak. If you could let us know, I'd be interested to know. But that would feed into what The Athletic was saying at the start of the month, that Manchester United have pulled out of the agreement there. If United have pulled out the agreement it's not even an agreement. If Manchester United are no longer interested in Upamecano, then you are probably looking at Koundé as your option. So yeah, we'll see how it works out, of course. I think it will be that team. We know that Greenwood's going to start. He's not going to drop Rashford or Bruno or Pogba. So therefore you would expect it to be Pogba and Fred, a little bit more on the front foot than McTominay and Fred. Cavani up front, Martial on the bench, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka. And I would expect Eric Bailly to play so we can play a higher line. But that doesn't mean that will necessarily be the case. I'm not so sure that will be the case, but we will see. Of course, we will see how it goes. Somebody's just messaged me saying I'm watching you live. I've just replied. Don't worry. Could it be Greenwood at number 9? Interesting. Yeah, interesting. It could be. But if Koundé is anything like he is on your career mode, then what a signing would he be, says Tyron. I think Koundé is a very good signing anyway. I do. And I think he's exactly what United should be looking at. Bruno to silence the haters tonight with a masterclass, says Joseph Tyrrell. I hope so. I do hope so. But I did say this on Twitter today. Martial and Rashford are getting a lot of stick at the moment, and they're not playing particularly well. However, Bruno's dropped off recently. Maguire's not as good when he doesn't play with Bailly, I don't think. And McTominay has only had one good game in the last month, which was Watford. So there are a few players that we need to get back to their best. And, Bruno is one of those. January signing equals new double Ds for Joel Glazer's wife, says Connor Crawford. And Ollie about to pull a madness lineup, says Nate H. I just hope he doesn't make too many changes, Nate. I don't know what others feel, but I don't want to see us making too many changes. I think Danny Ings is fit for Southampton. I've certainly seen him playing in the last game or so. So I do think that Danny Ings will play. No, Scott McTominay played against... We played Leeds 6 weeks ago. I'm talking about McTominay's last good game was Watford in the Cup. Leeds was before Christmas, wasn't it? So... And Alishan says, remember me when we win the league. I'm telling you. I will remember you. We'll all remember you. We'll definitely remember you. So... yeah, watch out for those Ward-Prowse free kicks, says Dominic Mack. He scored 2 against us, hasn't he? He scored against us last time. He scored at Old Trafford as well. So I have got Arsenal Wolves on, so I'll keep you up to do with what's going on there. Ollie out is not trending, so I don't even know why it would be trending, by the way. But it isn't. Mark, have you using my super chats to bribe the ref to give Wolves that penalty, says Zane Miassi. I don't care what you say, Zane. It is... definitely a penalty, and you can argue about the red card, but it's a penalty, isn't it? I don't think anybody thinks it wasn't a penalty. I've not seen anybody with any credibility say it wasn't. Pardon, Zane, but there you go. David Luiz the clown. He's always got those moments in him, hasn't he? That's the worrying thing about these defenders. Whether it's the Phil Joneses of this world, whether it's the David Luiz's or the Mustafis of this world, unfortunately, they've always got those moments in it. Maguire's not suspended. He is not suspended. Mason Greenwood does start. I've had to take Donny van der Beek out of the team, out of my predicted lineup. So yeah, he does start. Can I just remind you as well, please do download the OneFootball app because they are sponsoring the watch along today. I'm pleased to say that they are sponsoring the channel. It has got a new look compared to what it used to look like, but it's the same. Better graphics, bigger attitude, whole new vibe. They made it cleaner, simpler and smarter than ever. But that said, underneath the new look, they're still the same OneFootball with all your live scores, football transfer news and up-to-date current content surrounding your favourite club and leagues. Head to the description below and download it for free using the link in the description below. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's free to download as well. Free Donny is in the live comments, of course, and that is the OneFootball app playing on the right hand side there, just giving you an idea of what it's all about. David Luiz Aka, also known as Sideshow Bob, says Helen McMillan. Van der Beek can easily make it at Madrid and Barcelona. Well, look, I can't say anything about Van der Beek other than the truth, because it's my opinion and it's my truth. I'm totally behind Solskjaer as Manchester United manager until the end of the season, and then we'll see where we are. And I'm happy to admit that. But as I said last night on the transfer deadline show, and I was frustrated, but I did say I don't blame Solskjaer about Van der Beek. I think what is absolutely evident here, well, no, it's not evident because that makes out that it's a fact. It's not a fact. In my opinion, right, this is a player he doesn't want. And I will repeat it again. It is not a player that he wants, in my opinion, because you do not buy your star player and he was our star signing of the summer. I mean, it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be Sancho, but he was our star. Oh my God! Oh shit! What a hit by Moutinho! Oh my God! Shit! That was absolutely fantastic. I just watched him hit it. He can't believe it himself. Calm down, Joa. Calm down, Joa. It's a bloody brilliant goal. Oh, you've missed a cracker here. What a goal by Moutinho. That is, goal of the season. Goal of the season. That is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable by Moutinho. Get the TV on and watch it back. Moutinho. Goal of the season. It's a madness. He hits it from about 35 yards out, straight as a die. Where's KG's button? Bang! Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a goal. He's so happy. He can retire off that. Oh, what a strike, says Bailey Leather. It is a cracker. It's an absolute cracker. It's good enough to win any game. It reminds me of me, the way I hit a shot. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Take that, Zane. Sit down on that. Sit down on that. Anyway, people are clueless on the NFL. Glazers brought in a 42-year-old legend and somehow fluked their way to the Super Bowl after years of being rubbish, says JMG. And is it me or does the whole team play better with Bailly, says Joe. I just think with Eric Bailly in the team, Joe, we play higher up the pitch. We tend to play Pogba and Fred, so it's easier on the eye. It's a little bit unfair on Lindelof and McTominay because when we play Lindelof and McTominay, we tend to do it against the teams that play a little bit more advanced, and therefore we play a little bit deeper, don't we? So there is a subconscious betterness to when we play Pogba and Bailly, yes. And actually, accurately, yeah, we do play better. Mark, where do you think our team's biggest consistency issues lie mostly? In attacking, creativity, midfield, possession, or the defence? Consistency is a problem in the midfield because we change it so much, and in the attack. So I'd probably say the attack and the midfield consistency has a problem, Louis Johnston. Good point. I'm watching from Canada. I'd just like to know, what do you think the score will be tonight? GG Moonlight. 2-0 Manchester United. GG. I've just jumped right on my skeleton. AF after that reaction, says Ragged Buffalo. I will give you updates on Arsenal Wolves, but I don't think I'll give you an update like that Moutinho one again. Absolute banger. You can't. The thing about that Moutinho goal is, if he'd scored that against us, you know what I'm like. I would have just clapped it. You know, sometimes a goal goes in and you just have to applaud it. I remember Ward-Prowse's free kick before Christmas. Some people said De Gea should have saved it. Sometimes you just can't save a shot. If that goes in, you're nitpicking if you're trying to say someone should have closed him down, because that he could try that 10 times and not do it. Recently started a clothing brand. Would you mind shouting it out? Thanks. Keep it up. Keep it up, says George Conway. What is it called though, George? What is the clothing brand? Get rid of the phone. I will get rid of it. Frustrating to think that I'm confident that we will get a win tonight because Ollie is under pressure. There's a weak mentality throughout the team, says Timothy J. Hogan. I don't feel that Ollie is under pressure tonight. I really don't think that he is. I think it's... I don't think Ollie's under pressure, and I don't think he should be under pressure at all. I think I don't feel that. So Rashford and Greenwood start on the wings, Cavani up top, according to the Manchester Evening News. That's now come out as well. So gradually we're getting the team now. Forget the clothing brand. Matt, says George Conway. Clothing. I don't know what the BLXCK clothing. Sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it, mate. So pressure game will be a top 6 side, says RM. And how do you feel about the lineup, says James Blue. I haven't seen it yet. I presume that the team I've got on the screen. What app is that you've got on there, Oliver Jordan? It's the OneFootball app. I'm just about to take it off screen actually now because it's been there long enough. But you can download it. Links in the video description. Free to download. Get all your football news, live results, all the transfer news, Man United news. You can get all that on the OneFootball app. Do download it. It's free to do it. But I'm just going to move it off the screen now as we get the team news coming in. So thanks to OneFootball app. Do you still think we are title contenders? Says 82003. Some lie. Well, we are technically, yeah. I really hope that they score some goals from open play today. And why hasn't he tried 3-5-2 against some teams? Just blows my mind, says Magnus. Maguire will never be top class. He's way too slow. We need Koulibaly and Konate. Deu ideally, or Victor and one. Lautaro Martinez at striker would be 6, says Noah. And also Timothy J. Hogan says, frustrating to think that I'm... oh no, I've done that one from Timothy. Thanks very much for that. Hey 3R, yeah, I do read the normal comments as well. I just sometimes have to catch up when I've gone off somewhere else. Arsenal are losing Vebath. They are losing 2-1. They were 1-0 up. Penalty and a sending off for David Luiz just before half-time. And then an absolute stonker of a goal by Moutinho a couple of minutes ago. 2-0 Man United tonight. Cheers from Edinburgh, says Luke Thornhill. Man after my own heart. I'm going 2-0 to Manchester United as well. And Matt Fitz says, I've just smashed the like button. If you want to smash the like button like Matt, please do. Smash that like button. Sheffield are drawing. I don't know who they're playing. Pogba's been benched, says Matthias. Okay, yeah, we should have the team news coming in here. Let me just load a couple of things up so we get official team news quickly. I'm blue and da-dee-da-da. So, McTominay starts, Pogba's benched. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. At home to Leicester, we have at home to Southampton, we are benching Paul Pogba for Scott McTominay and playing McFred. I just hope it works. I hope it works because I know McTominay is more of a box-to-box player and maybe that's what he's thinking, but I don't know. No Diallo on the bench either. No Mata on the bench again. No Twansebi on the bench. And he's playing Lindelof and Maguire as well. So actually, I'm quite surprised by this team. I've got to say, it's nothing like the team I thought he was going to pick. So he's gone with Lindelof at the back. He's playing him again. And he's dropped Paul Pogba as well for Scott McTominay. I mean, look, Pogba might be carrying an injury, I suppose. Shaw plays, Wan-Bissaka plays, and Greenwood, Rashford and Cavani with Bruno. The bench is Henderson, Telles, Bailly, Williams, James, Matic, Pogba, Van der Beek and Anthony Martial. So it's a very strong bench. Still no place for Diallo. But Pogba dropped is... it's a bit of a surprise, actually. It is a bit of a surprise. What are your thoughts on that one, then? Pick the pips out of that. Thank you for joining the Members Club, Keith G. And it's time for round 2. I'll send the other half when we win, says the Inquisition. And he probably wants to give Scott minutes because he had to come off early last game. Time to get your lactics out again, Donny, says Joshua Bellwater. If you know, you know. And I like this lineup. Resting Pogba shows confidence, says Jenks. Is it naive confidence, though? We need to win this game. I worry about this. Look, my initial reaction to this is, don't go mad, don't go silly, don't go stupid, because you could go, Ollie out, he's an idiot, he's got no idea, and then you win the game 3-0 and you're like, I wish I'd never said that. So you got to be very careful when you react to a team news in an over-the-top way. Do I like that team? No. Is it the team I would have picked? No. I would have changed 3 players. I would have put Bailly in for Lindelof, so we play higher up the pitch. I would have put Pogba in for McTominay, so we control the midfield better in a creative way. And I would have played Van der Beek instead of Greenwood. However, that's a very attacking front 3. Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani is a very attacking front 3. And obviously you've got Bruno there as well. So if Shaw and Wan-Bissaka get forward and McTominay and Fred control the midfield with Maguire and Lindelof, we might try and get forward down the flanks. But it's surprising to me that we have dropped Paul Pogba. And people will say rested Paul Pogba, but we need to win tonight. We're not playing Everton until Saturday. It's 5 days away. There's no need to rest the player. So I don't know whether Paul Pogba might be carrying a knock, but I don't get it. I really don't get it. And yeah, I mean, if you're going to rest Paul Pogba, why not play Donny van der Beek? What again? Mark, your streams are great. I hope you and your family are good. Come on, United tonight, says Mikey Tucker. Thank you very much. Bubble Wrap FC again. That's my first reaction. Ollie must know something we all don't when it comes to starting McTominay all the time, says Emily Derry. Look, I hope McTominay has a good game. I hope he has a good game. I can't believe it. Pogba's been one of our best players. Player of the month, says Sam Allen this season. McFred gets us nowhere because we're too defensive. Rubbish, says Sam Allen. Mark, I said it before and I'll say it again. Ollie is not the man to take United forward. Ollie is playing safe again. Why go defensive at home? Resting Pogba but not Rashford. This bias is becoming a joke now, says Nightar7. Van der Beek can do what McTominay does with his eyes closed. Well, look, I'll watch... Callum Todd says, what's your thoughts on Alex Telles so far? I personally think he's nowhere near the level of Luke Shaw, but everyone else I know strongly disagrees. Well, no, Telles is not at the level of Luke Shaw at the moment, but he's not going to get at that level if he doesn't play games. We better win this game. We might drop off top 4 if we don't, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Good attack, but we'll be short of the ball from midfield, says Louis Johnston. And I think that's a very relevant point as well. When I look at this team, my big concern with it is that you've got Marcus Rashford here, who likes to do this. You've got Mason Greenwood here, who likes to do this. You've got Bruno Fernandes here, who wants the ball, but will he get the ball from Fred and McTominay? So I think there's a big, massive onus yet again on
on Luke Shaw to do this and get crosses in the box for Cavani and Wan-Bissaka on the other side. So Greenwood and Rashford are the same player on both sides. So look, I hope it's going to work. I hope there's some sort of tactical plan by Ollie. Well, you'd hope there's a tactical plan in every game. But my concerns before we start the game, well, there's pros and cons. From a pro point of view, Southampton have got a lot of injuries, and you would expect us to get a clean sheet when we're playing McFred in front of Maguire and Lindelof. It's always, we get a lot of clean sheets when we play Maguire and Lindelof and McFred. So I would expect us not to concede in a game like this. But the problem is we sometimes don't score when we play those four. And my worry will be, will Bruno be having another bad game because he doesn't get enough of the ball? Will Cavani be having a bad game because he doesn't get enough service? Will Rashford and Greenwood continually cut in and run into dead ends? So I worry about the balance of that team. Nate H says Bruno's going to be isolated. Ollie's gone with his favourites. Look, I hope we're going to win. And look, on a positive sense, that front four has got goals in it. But has it got creativity in it? That's the problem. And I think that's what worries me. That's just proof those haters of United Stand don't actually watch. You just said I don't like the team, but I won't overreact, yet you called negative, says Southpaw Loves. Yeah, they don't watch, do they? They just criticise something they don't watch. They judge a book by its cover. How can McTominay and Rashford keep playing so bad but never get dropped? I'm sorry, but Ollie isn't cutthroat enough to be a top manager. He's Mr. Nice, says Sean Negative Turner. Mark, no top coach would start McTominay over Van der Beek or Pogba. I'm very disappointed with the lineup, says Sebastian Bodry. It's an interesting point. Sebastian, if you don't mind, I'm going to write that down and come back to it in my match reaction because I think it's a good point. But will Ollie be right about that? What do we think? Do you think he's going to be proved right? I think Sebastian makes a very good point. No top coach would start McTominay over Van der Beek or Pogba. I'm very disappointed with this lineup. Welcome to the Members Club, Mohammed Al-Ghamani and Omar Van Pratt with a picture of me. Thank you very much. Is it me? It is. Thanks for joining the Members Club. And Mark, would you prefer at left back from Luke Shaw and from Telles? We picked Shaw because of his current form, but who'd be your main left back if both of them were playing well, says Chubba. I think if you get the ideal Alex Telles, there becomes a real debate to be had about who the better left back is. But at the moment, we've never seen. David Redmond says Sebastian top man, well said. I think that will resonate with a lot of people, which is why I've written it down. In fairness to Ollie, to see at the end of the game, McTominay's due a good performance. He's not played well for over a month. His last good game was Watford in the FA Cup, and he's not played well since Leeds before that, which was about 6 games where he's played badly. So McTominay owes Ollie a big performance because, God, Ollie is loyal to him. Van der Beek can't get minutes because of him. Pogba's on the bench because of him. So McTominay owes Ollie a good performance tonight. There's no doubt about that. But, Eric Bailly's unlucky not to be playing as well, I think, as well. I would say that as well. But, yeah, Telles hasn't played well in the Premier League yet. I mean, if you want to say I'd rather have an informed Telles over an informed Luke Shaw, we're judging Telles on the form that he's shown in Portugal. He's not done it in the Premier League. So we need to see him there. Mourinho started McTominay over Pogba, haters, says Robert McCormack. And Mark, since Ollie has dropped Bailly for Lindelof against City, have we won a single game? Bailly played against Fulham, says Red Devil. Where the hell is Pogba, says Daniel Kirk. He's on the bench. And McTominay gives Ollie gifts after training, says Nicholas Diane. And look at Southampton's lineup. It's very strong. We've got no creativity against a well-drilled team. Well, that was the next thing I wanted to have a look at, actually. The Southampton team, which we'll go and have a look at now. They do have injuries. They have lost their last 3 games. McCarthy in goal. Ramsey, Bednarek. I thought Bednarek was injured. No, it's Vestergaard, isn't it, who's injured? Stevens and Bertrand. So they've only got 2 of their back 4 fit at the moment because they've got no Vestergaard and Walker-Peters. They've then got somebody I don't know anything about, number 64, Alex Jengwicks, James Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, Genepo, Adams and Ings. So they're weak at the back. Well, they've got 2 players out at the back and they've got this Jankwicks in the midfield, number 64, who I don't know anything about. Obviously, they've got a few injuries themselves. On the bench, they've got Lewis, Finnegan, Ferry, Watts, Redmond, Alondalu, Chalk and Shapchet, and as well as Forster, their goalkeeper. So, look, they've got, we've got to beat Southampton today. that's the bottom line. Just my opinion, but this lineup makes the back six disconnected from the front four. We need a good passer like Pogba or Van der Beek in the double pivot to progress the ball and a fast centre-back for a high line, says Uber Mellon. I've got to be honest, in response to what Uber Mellon's just said there, I'm very surprised by that team. As I said, I'm not going to lose my shit about it, because if we win the game, I'm a hypocrite, because I said before the team news came out, tonight it's about winning. If we win 4-0, fantastic. If we win 1-0, fantastic. It's about winning. I look at that team and I totally agree with what Uber Mellon's just said there, and a lot of you were saying, I don't like that team. I wanted Bailly to play because it'll make us play higher. I wanted Pogba to play to give us creativity in the pivot. And the front four is fine. I've got no problem with that front four, but I do wonder about the disconnect between we're bubble wrapping Maguire and Lindelof again, aren't we? But you know what? At some point, we've either got to get on board with this or something's going to give. Because Solskjaer is adamant that Fred and McTominay are his first choice midfielders and that Maguire and Lindelof are his first choice centre-backs. So we're going to have to get used to it. I mean, I'm already used to it. You know, the only reason I put Pogba in there is because I thought he wouldn't drop Pogba. So they're playing a 20-year-old inexperienced player at right back. Hopefully that is an area we can exploit like we did when Liverpool played the young lad, says Knight R7. Do you feel it's close to a meltdown for us? Worried, I hate all the toxic stuff around our club when we lose. It's restless. I love this club too much, says Sheikh. It's going to be another frustrating performance where we may nick it. A team should expect 4, maybe 5 performances like that, not an entire season, says Mark Dobby. And people keep telling me McTominay is rubbish. CDM, but it's great. He's a great box-to-box player. He played one game against Leeds well, but he's good. Is he good at box-to-box? Red Baron, I don't think Scott McTominay is a CDM. I've said this many, many times. I don't think he's a CDM. And watch him tonight. He bunny hops into tackles. That loses him a second. He's very tall, so you can get past him. But if he can have his energy box to box, I think you see a different Scott McTominay. So that's what I'm hoping tonight. Has Ollie said to McTominay, I want you to push forward? Because if he does, that's where this game pivots for me. Is McTominay going to sit there in front of the back four with Fred, like he does in the other games, and just protect them? Or is McTominay going to get the licence to go forward? If McTominay's given the licence to go forward, we might see a whole development of the McTominay role at Manchester United. But he's not a CDM for me. He's got to be allowed to get into the box. He's got to be allowed to... The easiest way to tell if McTominay's playing CDM or box-to-box is, will he run past Bruno? If he runs... Because what you want to do as a box-to-box player is you pick the ball up maybe from the back four, you knock a pass into Bruno, and then you run past him so that he's got an option and you take a player with you. Now, McTominay and Fred don't do that. McFred is a static protector of Lindelof and Maguire. But we're at home to Southampton today. We've lost the last 3 games and have got a lot of injuries. You can't justify playing McTominay and Fred in front of a slow centre-back pairing and say that that's ambitious. So I'm expecting to see McTominay make those runs beyond like he did against Leeds. And if we do that, that's why I'm a little bit calm about the team, because I'm thinking if McTominay's going to do that role, all right, he's not Paul Pogba, but if he's going to do what Pogba does, and Pogba did against Fulham, then I think that's McTominay's best position anyway. But if he's sitting back, we might be in for a tough night. We're really happy with the side against Sheffield United. Fred, Pogba and Bruno, the Sevilla trio, as you said, and we were rubbish, says Suki. Fair point, well made. Well made. I said this after the Leeds game. Scott McTominay versus Leeds was the worst thing that could happen to this team. Ollie uses that as the reason to start him, says Gabriel Noel. I see a lineup that will turn the ball over in the midfield quite often, says Andrew Rossi. What do you think of Fred and our fullbacks moving forward, leaving our slow centre-backs exposed, says Dylan. And I think the fullbacks have got to get forward. We saw that against Arsenal. It was our biggest strength. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka provided the 2 best chances of the game for Cavani. Come on, United, let's do it in style. We should take them from behind, says MK. That's what she said. And I'm afraid of Tellez being the left-footed Ashley Young, says Thomas M. Why hasn't Van der Beek not started after signing? Fred, Pogba, Matic and Bruno were introduced straight away, so why wasn't he, says Ben D. I would just say, just very quickly, because there are a lot of people talking about Donny van der Beek. I've said this a few times, so I apologise for having to say it again. In my opinion, I know people say, well, it took Fred time to adjust and it took Fabinho time to adjust at Liverpool. But Van der Beek doesn't need time to adjust. Every time McTominay's played, he's played really well. So he doesn't need time to adjust. He's a Champions League semi-finalist. He's a Dutch international. He doesn't need time to adjust. And when he's played really well. So for me, it's not about adjust. He hardly ever plays. The problem with Van der Beek is that Ollie just doesn't, in my opinion, Ollie doesn't want him. And he's so far down the pecking order. Van der Beek should not be behind Scott McTominay, really. He shouldn't be. But he is. He's probably even behind Matic. So to me, Van der Beek was a player Ollie didn't want. And that's just my opinion on it now. I think we're too deep into this season and he's playing so little time. And he gets so little time off the bench. This is not a player that Ollie trusts or wants, in my opinion. Whether that can change in the future, I don't know. Some people think, wow, when Pogba goes, he'll play him. Do you do that? Do you really do that? Do you have a Ferrari in the garage and because you've got a Porsche, you just drive your Porsche around until the tyres are bald and then you trade it in and you start using your Ferrari? Or do you use your Porsche and you use your Ferrari every now and again? You know, it doesn't make sense to me that this whole, he's not using Van der Beek because he's going to use him next season. That would be idiotic. Like I said, you know, if you've got a Porsche in the garage and it's your replacement for your Ferrari or the other way around, surely you take your Ferrari out for a drive every now and again to keep it ticking over and to keep it sharp. So no, I don't agree with that theory either as well. I've always been patient with Ollie, but I am sick to death of his favouritism. Rashford has been dreadful lately. McTominay ahead of Pogba is a joke. Lindelof can barely walk with his back. It's madness, says Lee Woolsey. Look, Lee, I think you make good points, but it's always difficult until the game is started to, you know, go in on the manager. I mean, that's what the player ratings is for at the end of the game, isn't it? It's clear as day Ollie was stuck with Donny by our great board, says Sebastian Bodry. Another good point by Sebastian. I just don't, not, you know, it's all about opinion, but for me, no excuse other than he didn't want him stands up. Sheffield United are beating West Brom 2-1. There you go. 2-1, Sharp with the goal. Lose tonight guaranteed, says SLJ. I'm still going to say 2-0, but McTominay is a jack of all trades and a master of none. He's a squad player, says Ben Lennon. Ollie is suffering from spending hours on the bench. I think he makes team selections based on Opta stats and heat maps, hence why McSauce is irregular for all his sideways passing, says the Sheikh of England. Can I just ask everyone as well, thanks for the super chats that are coming in. You can do that through the $sign if you want. But can I just ask as well, could you please... it's another red card! It's another red card! In the game for Arsenal, Leno's gone now. It must be handling outside the box. Well, it's caught his arm. Oh, it's blatant. It's absolutely blatant. Leno, the prat. Leno gets a red. What a prat. Ollie will keep picking the wrong players. United will keep slipping down the table as other top teams hit top form. We will finish fourth and Ollie will get sacked end of the season. We're a one-man team and it's Bruno, says Shaveen. Hi Mark, hope all is well. I'm terrified of Maguire and Lindelof, not just for pace but aerial ability. James Ward-Prowse is a set-piece specialist. And thank you for the contribution there from Gavin Wood. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way, before kick-off. Really appreciate that. I'm just checking something here. Definite red card there for Leno. He knocked it with his arm and Traore would have been a 1-1-on-1. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 974,000 tonight. We're on 973. We're 300 subscribers away. So please click bottom right hand corner. Subscribe for that. One click and it's free. Please subscribe. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got a show every morning at 10 a.m. Always live. Well, mostly always live. Interactive. Fantastic community. We're on that road to 1 million subscribers as well now, which is amazing. So please subscribe, get involved, and I don't think you'll regret it. It's a fantastic community that we have. There's no way Leno's getting away with that. But yeah. Ollie, guys, goes to the doctor. Oh, no. The doctor says it's bad news. You've got cancer and Alzheimer's. The old guy replies, at least I've got cancer. I don't know what that joke's all about, to be honest with you. We will get some quotes in from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer very shortly as well. He normally talks to the press before the game. But at the moment, disgraceful refereeing. He must be a United supporter, says Zane. Zane, you cannot. You've got two people sent off. They both deserve it. Put the blame where the players on the players for that. You know, I know Leno's a good goalkeeper, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans really, really like him. And I understand. I'm floating in the air here. I feel like bloody Alan Jones. I'm walking in the air. Can you see the gap? There's a gap there. No one even told me. There was a little bit of a gap. I was floating like a ghost. They've took Partey off. Ollie should give Dan James a run out, a chance as favour. And also, Zane sit down and have a bit of humble pie. And for me, McTominay proved he is an attacking midfielder against Leeds, says Thatchy Dashy. And that's what I want to see from McTominay tonight. Look, people seem to think that I've got an agenda against Scott McTominay. I don't. I just don't think he's a CDM. Tonight, he is playing instead of Paul Pogba. I want him to play like Paul Pogba plays. I want there to be an attacking purpose to Scott McTominay. If he's a CDM, I don't see a future at Manchester United. If he's allowed to be box to box, he might have a future at United, and that's what I want to see tonight. And remember, if it goes wrong, Pogba's on the bench. Simple as. Why didn't they use VAR with David Luiz? VAR is such a goat, says Akash. They did. And welcome to the Members Club, Scraps Luis. Thank you very much for joining. Should have heard AFTV earlier. They were saying only VAR decisions go against them. They're idiots, says Galvatron. Let's just hope that tonight we're going to not have one of those meltdowns, because there are plenty of things we could melt down about tonight, and I hope there doesn't. Arsenal are shit, says Simon Presson, and we should have beat them. Even Ty is not arguing about the red card, says Man United lists. And I don't like the lineup, says Richard Plummer. I don't think many people will like the lineup. But what I would say is that I don't really want to comment. Oh, no, look, that's stupid. Absolutely stupid to complain really about to say I'm happy with the team is a lie. I would have played Bailly instead of Lindelof. I would have played Pogba instead of McTominay, and I actually would have played Van der Beek instead of Greenwood. But having said that, I want this team to win, and I want these players to turn up, and I want them to play well. And you know what? These two players that are moving out to their actual positions are very, very important tonight. Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood. I want to see a bit of creativity from them. And it's harsh on them, but I do want to see some creativity from them, because I want to see chances for Cavani. My point about Scott was I don't see him as a box-to-box or a CDM, says Red Baron. Okay. And even, okay, thanks for the super chats on that one. Gabriel Noel. Sorry, I thought I'd read it. Every team has their month to shine, says Gabriel Noel. Zane, that's Arsenal's over back-to-back mid-table matters. The battle for 7th is still on for Stopgap FC. Yeah, I will tell you what the table looks like for Arsenal now, because it don't look good. And they've got a very hard February coming up, haven't they? But look, we're not interested in Arsenal. We tried to beat them at the weekend. We didn't. They're in 10th place, Arsenal, at the moment with 31 points. 10 points behind us. If Southampton win, they go above Arsenal. So it's they're not having a cracking season, are they? But you're going to struggle to win games when you get two people sent off, and they've been well and truly deserved to be beaten today. I'm not gonna have that by anybody else, because the goals have been absolutely fantastic from Southampton. As for from Wolves, the Moutinho goal. I mean, the penalty was a penalty, of course, but the Moutinho goal is sufficient to win any game of football, and it was an absolute banger. So make sure you catch an eye of that, because it was superb. It really was, and I'm very, very respectful of that. Okay, who was better, Sylvester or Wes Brown? Says Sylph Wave. I'd say Wes Brown. Thank you for the contribution, Sebastian Bodry. We need a performance as Zane spending on Mum's card, says Emily Derry. Of course, the big issue for Arsenal is that they'll be missing those two players for... How long do you get a suspension for a straight red? Don't know. Ollie drops Pogba and people call him a coward, says Robert Anderson. And Zane, how can your team be losing and you're here, says Kenny Bling. And Zane, please get down on your knees and do all of us a favour, says Ozzy Montana. And I would never wish us to lose, but I hope we get exploited in the midfield and get beat at the back to show Ollie clear errors with not midfield and defensive pairing, says Finn Carney. Look, Finn, I've got to oppose you on that one. I understand where you are, but I don't want us to get overrun in midfield, and I don't want us to get overrun at the back, because I want this team to progress. And ultimately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer believes that Maguire and Lindelof and McFred are his best midfield pairing and his best centre-back pairing. And he's shown that game after game. We've played Maguire and Bailly, and we've seen that it's better on the eye. We've played Fred and Pogba and we've seen that it's better on the eye. And he still goes back to Maguire and Lindelof and McFred. So I don't want it to fail. I want it to succeed. He's the manager of Manchester United. And whilst I don't really like it, I want it to work because I don't want this team to keep, going through this roller coaster ride of one step forward, one step back. I want us to progress. So I hope Fred and McTominay tear it up. And I hope Maguire and Lindelof tear it up because I like you, I have got my concerns about it. But even if it fails, it's failed loads of times. We haven't beaten a top 6 side with it. We've dropped silly points before with it. I don't want us to drop silly points again because he's never going to change his mind. This is Ollie. People wanted to know what his best 11 was. People wanted to know what his best formation is. I think you're pretty much seeing it. I think if Martial's in form, he probably gets in. But ultimately, I think this is his best 11. Tell me I'm wrong. So if this is his best 11, I want him to win because he's going to keep going back to it. He's going to keep trusting it. It's astounding how fans are acting like it's the end of the world. If Ollie gets the players he wanted, we would be 6 points clear. The board win again, says Dylan Taylor. And Sebastian Bodry, when push comes to shove, Ollie comes back to McFred and the Hoovers. We need to get used to it, says Sebastian. Yeah. Paulo Ramirez, I'm close to this. They're this close to cancelling my subscription to watch these boring games. I'm sick of McTominay and Ollie's favouritism. Rashford needs some bench time. I did say in my preview I would have benched Rashford for his performance at the weekend. I hope Rashford plays well tonight, and I really like Rashford, but it does stink of double standards that Martial, puts in shocking performance and gets dropped. Rashford puts in a shocking performance and starts the next game. It would have ruined Scott if Ollie played Donny ahead of him. It's Scott's make or break season. It's his audition as Pogba's replacement, says Thomas M. Rashford and Greenwood need to stop taking on multiple defenders and pass the ball on the break, says Andrew Rossi. Boring match anyway. Hope United lose. Have a good evening, says Zane Miassi. Night, Zane. Night, Zane. Don't be too bitter. Don't cry more. And Mark, I would love to see United bring in a right back to challenge Wan-Bissaka. What do you think of Lamptey? Says FPL D5L. I think most people would love to see Lamptey come into Manchester United as a backup. And Russian Nightmare says, enough of the Rashford bashing. He's 13 goals in all competitions. Take him out, and where do the goals come from? Greenwood and Martial need to play better. And you know what? I do agree with you on that. I think I don't think there's any bashing of Rashford in the sense that, well, there might be some people out there that don't rate Rashford. I do. My point is that he was so bad at the weekend that he probably deserved to be dropped tonight. And I think there's double standards and favouritism. But if that favouritism works, Ollie's got it right, hasn't he? But, I want Rashford to be the man. I think he can be the man, and I hope he can be that man tonight. But if he's not, then Ollie's got it wrong, hasn't he? Joe Mamas, welcome to the members club. And watching Adama tear it up for Wolves, we should have gotten him this season. One way or another, we need some wingers in the club, says Fiore. Hey, Fiore, a man after my own heart again. What did I tell you? I think Adama Traore would be a very, 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 very good winger for Manchester United. Is he the best right winger in the world? No. Is he a right winger who runs at his man, takes them on and puts a cross in? Yes. Is that what we need? Yes. So I would have took Adama Traore, yeah. But some people think we can do better. But it's a bit like Sergio Ramos, isn't it? Would you rather have Sergio Ramos or nothing? You'd rather have Sergio Ramos. Would you rather have Adama Traore or nothing? I'd rather have Adama Traore. Blackest Eyes says that is an average team that Solskjaer has chosen tonight. And Mark, we should sign Ronaldo. 15 goals in Serie A this season, says Yandy. If only it was that easy. Ollie didn't get backed again, and what can he do? Let's back to old boring formation with McFred. Let's babysitting Lindelof and Maguire, says Irfan. And would you buy Dembele, says Jimmy Catwell. Well, Manchester United wanted to sign Dembele, didn't they? They did. I think he's injury prone, but look, I was wrong about Cavani, so don't listen to me. And I was. Only players worthy of the title, Bruno, De Gea, Bruno, says Mark Goldbridge Jr. I wish we had 2 Brunos. That would be very nice. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on that road to 974,000. It'd be nice to hit that before kickoff. Half an hour to kickoff. 7 minutes to Arsenal losing. I think that's inevitable there. My score prediction, Alfie Harrington, is 2-0 to Manchester United. I still think we're going to win. I'm not going to overreact negatively to the team. I must admit, I'll be honest with you on this one. All day I've been excited about this game. really excited. You know, I do get excited on Man United match days, and I've been really excited about this game. And I must admit, the excitement does get diluted a little bit by that team. I'm not going to lie to you. I know a lot of you are very not happy with the team. What I would say is wait till full time and hopefully we win. But I'm not going to lie and say that I'm a little bit... My excitement has been diluted by that team. It's not the team I want to see. And, you know, I think it's a modern phenomenon at Manchester United over the last 7 years because we've had so many managers and so many players. We've never really had a best 11. And I think under Sir Alex, he did change the team around, but you pretty much knew most of the players he was going to pick game to game. And I think when you're successful, that does happen. But the team news has become part of the matchday experience as a United fan. I remember it under Van Gaal, under Mourinho. You're excited for a game, then the team comes out, and you sometimes feel like a hammer blow to the stomach, really. I wouldn't go that far with this team, but I am a bit disappointed by it. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. But I want Man United to win. That's always the main thing. And I hope that these players that he's picked do deliver. And I hope they're not just being picked to deliver a counter-attacking performance. What I desperately don't want to see is that. Ollie has to stop changing Rashford's position ASAP, says Joe Mamas. And I hope Rangers get drawn Man United in the Europa League if we both win. I think we would beat you, says Fraser Trump. Can't put a serious title challenge in with Fred and McTominay as our most consistent midfield pairing, says Connor Smith. But you know what, Connor? I said that you can't win a title with Lindelof and Maguire. So if you're saying we can't win a title with McFred and McTominay and Fred, and I'm saying we can't win a title with Lindelof and Maguire, then we ain't going to win a title, are we? Or we're wrong. Let's hope we're wrong, eh? Let's hope that we are wrong. Because, I want Ollie to be right. You know, I always said it about Mourinho as well. And I said it about Van Gaal. I hated a lot of their teams. And I said, look, they're paid the money. I hope they're right and I'm wrong. I'm just a Man United fan. I hope that the manager who's paid the money is right and gets it right. But we will see. We need to win tonight. Hello, Flex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Good. Talk to me about the team then. There's not many people happy with the team. I wouldn't say people are melting down, but they're not happy with the team. And I think that you can probably predict the areas where that would be. Ernest says, for Ollie's sake, I hope we win today. Otherwise, he's going to get slaughtered and there might not be any way back. I do think he will get a lot of criticism if they don't win. I think that's a fair point. But what's your thought on the team?
Yeah, the back four is expected. I'm fed up of the Lindelof and Bailly situation. It's not really... It's not a thing, is it, really? Like, we know it. So there's no surprises there. I'm looking into midfield. Obviously, the surprise where everyone's probably receiving is the McTominay for Fred situation. Sorry, McTominay for Paul Pogba situation, which I was quite surprised to see him dropped, rested, rotated, whatever you want to call it. I think in these types of games, he's been playing well. Pogba's been playing well recently, and he's been trying to accommodate him even in different positions because he's actually been playing so well. And it has to go right for him. Again, I'm just thinking that you listen to how Ollie was speaking at the beginning in his press conference, saying that they're all muscle and they run a lot and stuff like that. It's like any team that kind of possesses those sorts of abilities, it's like he just doesn't trust Pogba to do legwork in there. He just doesn't. Whether it's against Liverpool, whether it's against Leeds, whether it's against a team like today, like Southampton, any team that is renowned for working really hard in the midfield, he just doesn't fancy Paul Pogba. So
puts the Duracell bunnies out there, doesn't he? With all due respect, they are out there to run about.
Yeah, exactly. So he's choosing the energy over the creativity and the skill and ability. Which, if it works, great. If it doesn't, then obviously he's got to take that criticism. I mean, up front, I see what you're saying there about Marcus Rashford, how it's interesting how Martial obviously can play so badly, obviously gets dropped, and Rashford come off the back of a bad performance. But like someone just said there with the last super chat about the bashing of Rashford, it's like, unfortunately for us, well, it is fortunate for us because he's providing the goods. But if you take him out, he's got the numbers. He's the one who can produce moments, as frustrating as Marcus can be sometimes. Without him, where would we be this season? He's the top scorer, isn't he? Yeah, so you can't drop him, unfortunately. And I think that's the right decision. I think as the game goes on, you're probably going to be looking at it. When can you get Pogba in? You can tell what's going to happen. When can you get Pogba in? When can you get Pogba in? Oh, why doesn't Van der Beek come on? And then we're just going to be stuck in that same position. But the best thing Ollie can do, like you said, and we can hope for, we just need to win the game, man. Like, we don't want to be entering into this position where, Sheffield United loss didn't win against Arsenal, didn't win against Southampton. Then you've got Everton, and it becomes very tricky. We just need to get 3 points today and set the stall back out again.
Do you think it's important how we play today? Because ultimately we could nick this 1-0, play very counter-attacking, boring football, and win the game. And I think there'll still be a lot of people moaning, because I think people want more. And I think that's the point. I mean, there's a super chat here from Ash G, and he says, I'm slightly concerned with Ollie taking it slow with Diallo. I feel like he might train the raw spark out of him before we see him, and frustrating to think that I'm confident that we will get a win tonight because Ollie is under pressure. There's a weak mentality, says Timothy J. Hogan. I mean, just on Paul Pogba as well, Solskjaer has said it's a little bit of rotation and accumulation of games. I think Paul played 9 games in a month, which is quite a lot for a big lad. The squad is strong anyway. I felt it's a chance to give him a rest. If we need to, he's ready to come on. So it is about rotation and resting. But I know, without looking at the live comments, people will be saying, what you're resting players for in a game that we need to win. You know, if you bring on Pogba and it's 0-0, or we're losing 1-0 with 20 minutes to go and we get a draw, you've dropped 2 points. So we're not playing Everton until Saturday. You know, Cavani's played a lot of football recently. He's an injury-prone player. We've got to win. So,
yeah.
But he's saying it's rotation with Pogba.
Your question about, is it important for us to win well? Like, if you just nick it, you know, people will still be unhappy. I think my question kind of back to that is, when have we not played like that this season, no matter who plays? Do you know what I mean? When have we dominated any side? I asked that question yesterday on the deadline day stream we were doing, and people responded Everton in the Carabao Cup and PSG away as a couple of games that we've dominated. But, you know, that's 2 or 3 games out of all of the games we've played this season. So I think our performances are actually worrying anyway, because we don't batter teams, we don't have a strong foothold in games, and we narrowly win games no matter who plays. So I think, in a weird way, it's a kind of an unfair criticism to have it's a valid criticism, but it's unfair in this context, because it's no different to how we've been playing if Pogba and Fred played. Pogba and Fred played against Fulham, and it was a tough battle. It was a tough battle. I remember saying that in that game. I was like, right, this is the midfield we've all wanted to see. Let's see how it does. Now, don't get me wrong. Paul Pogba scored an absolute worldie, which is why, yeah, we agree he should be on the pitch, etc., etc. But I don't think we dominated the game. Fulham had their chances. We didn't keep them out of the game for the whole time. We didn't stop them getting chances and dominate the midfield like we thought we might have with the Fred and Pogba situation. So that's a coaching thing. That is. Do you know what I mean? So in the contents of this game, I think it's as you were. I keep waiting for us to have this upturn of results in terms of dominating teams, 2-0, 3-0, win a game comfortable, but we haven't seen it. So would I be surprised if we nick this 1-0 or 2-1? No.
McTominay is not and never will be good enough, says Saul. And also Lee Preston says Ollie's going for a security in their CDM. Southampton dominated the first half last time. He's thinking about that. Mark, I'm really down right now, but your videos always make me happy, mate, says Evan Emmanuel. Get in. And if he wants to rotate and play a similar system, why wouldn't you start Van der Beek over McTominay? It's energetic and progressive, says Emily Derry. I mean, just a couple of things, and I want to ask you about that one. And Beryl says, can we have a duet of All Right? I've just had this message from Alex, actually. And it's from Sam C345. He says, my best friend Jed has just lost his grandpa to COVID and did not get to see him. His dad is also ill with it. He's a massive United Stand fan. I was wondering if there was any chance you could say something on the show to give him raise his spirits. Well, Jed, I'm sure me and Flex, well, I'll let Flex speak as well, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people sadly losing their lives at the moment, as we saw with Sir Tom today. I can't say anything that's going to lift your spirits, because when you lose somebody like that and people are ill, all we can do is send our thoughts and prayers and say that, you know, I hope that your dad recovers. And the thing with grief and your granddad is, unfortunately, you're going to have to... You have to grieve. You have to grieve because your granddad meant so much to you. But all I would say is that our thoughts and prayers are with you, and rest in peace in relation to that.
Yeah, 100%, man. In these times, and people are losing loved ones, and I think it's for people who haven't been directly affected close to them, or lost anybody from COVID. It's easy to say, oh, you know, there's loads of people dying. You got to kind of get on with it, but you know, that's your personal grief, man. So we understand that, and we're thinking of you, and it's tough. It is really tough, and it's taking its toll on everybody, losing people and losing friends and loved ones, and even just hearing about people passing away consistently it's really tough. So as a United Stand community, you know, I'm sure everyone will join us in saying we're definitely thinking of you and the family. And that goes for anybody else who's out there, even if you haven't lost anybody yet or anything, or you're just feeling it because you're in the lockdown and your mental health is down and you're struggling. Just keep going and don't be afraid to talk. People, do not be afraid to talk. I've known a lot of people through this pandemic come out and become stronger people for it and have really showed what they can do. And big up to all of those people, and you can do it, man.
Ollie also said about Mason Greenwood, he's ready to kick on. He's played the 3 previous ones before Arsenal and a little bit of a rest. He came on, looked sharp again, looking forward to see him. I think the thing I said about Greenwood and Rashford was that I'm just worried about, you need creativity off the wing, and they are basically the same player off both wings. I don't mind having one of them, but one of them's got to be less selfish, and they're both quite selfish, which means that it's all about individual brilliance with them. We need to see some creativity from them, because otherwise, they get provided. Who's providing them? Oh, is it Cavani and Bruno who's got to do that? McTominay and Fred. So I do want to see a bit more from Greenwood and Rashford in relation to being a little less selfish, because you can't have 2 wingers that just want to take people on and shoot all the time.
Yeah, basically it doesn't really play to Cavani's strengths as well.
No.
Because in a weird way, I know people might laugh, but the only out and out winger who just wants to get past someone and maybe cross is like a Dan James.
Yeah.
We don't really have any natural width, which is what we've been crying out for on both sides. Marcus brings us something special in terms of his ability and coming in off that side to score. But like you said, I think his first thought is to probably get at his man and shoot / score and make things happen, as opposed to a natural ringer who's left-footed, who's going to look to go past his man and whipping crosses for the likes of a Cavani. So you're right. It's kind of counterproductive having Cavani with the type of wingers that we have, but we are still, I believe, in this moment, a better balanced team with Cavani at the head of the attack.
Get Ollie the players he needs and he will challenge for the title, says Mike. Mark, I know gets lost because you are so busy, but you're killing it. The United stand has grown so much. Also, people like Flex are just great people, says Danny Stuland. He should be resting players in the Europa League. Top 4 is too close to be resting players in the league. Diallo baffles. He can't do any worse than what we've got now, says Simon Cooper. And just coming back on what Mike said there about giving Ollie the players and he will tear it up. Where do you stand on Donny van der Beek now? Because I don't know whether you heard before you came on, but I basically said, and I said it last night as well, on Donny van der Beek, I think all the excuses have been exhausted. I don't think you can buy a Ferrari and put it in the garage and pretend you're going to use it next year. I don't think it's an adjustment thing, because when he's played quite well. I just think with Donny van der Beek, he could have played him tonight over McTominay. What are we picking McTominay over van der Beek for, apart from Ollie thinks McTominay's better, which is fine. That's the manager's choice. But I just don't understand why you buy a player in the summer and then don't want to use them. So it leads me to the question, did Ollie want van der Beek? Because I can't think of any excuses now.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because actually what it means is one, he must think he's better and better suited to win the games. You hear managers talk about, I've picked the best team or the team that I think will do the business in the game. And it doesn't matter whether they don't dig out a specific player. If you don't see that player starting, it means that the manager doesn't think that they're the guy for the job. So that's just basics of football. And secondly, it proves that McTominay has earned Solskjaer's trust, even if we don't agree with that for certain games. He's earned his trust, and Van der Beek hasn't. That's what it comes down to. He doesn't look at it and think, can I bank on Van der Beek to do the job that Scott McTominay can do? And it also comes down to where Solskjaer wants to play Van der Beek. I think that shows us a lot. When Van der Beek first came, I was saying, he's a multifunctional midfielder. He can play in the 6, he can play in the 10, he can play on the wings. He can play in a flat 3 man midfield. He's that intelligent. He can play a range of positions. But I think what we're seeing with how we're not using him is, I think, where Solskjaer's idea of playing him actually is. And I think clearly it isn't as a 6 or an 8, as a deeper. He doesn't fancy him as that. He doesn't. It's not his style. Maybe a different manager would come in and change it and put Van der Beek next to Fred, or Van der Beek and Pogba. Who knows? But Ollie clearly doesn't fancy that and doesn't fancy those attributes. I think he wants to play him as a 10. But obviously he can't because of Bruno, which I think is the wrong move, because Van der Beek's proved he can play a variety of positions. He's such a clever player.
I think you might be right with that, and there'll certainly be a lot of people saying, well, yeah, I've always said he's a number 10, and I've never said he's not a number 10, but what I have said is he needs to not be a number 10, because if Ollie's only going to play him as a number 10, we've just wasted 35 million, because there's two things about Bruno. One, he's the best player we've got, and two, he doesn't like not playing. So what's Van der Beek going to get? One game every month? It's not enough. So he's got to have another position. And the stupid thing is that as a product of Ajax, he didn't just play at number 10 anyway. Sometimes he did play as a 6. Sometimes he played it as an 8. And I just think it's a waste of a signing if he's just the backup for Bruno. Because if he's the backup for Bruno, he's never going to be match sharp anyway. You drop him in for a game. I haven't played for 6 weeks. What do you expect? So, he needs to be finding a way. But I can't read that out, Megatron. Unfortunately. Van der Beek's passing behind Bruno and Cavani worked really well in the second half versus Southampton. Pity we can't see that happen again, says Jordan. Yeah, and I want to move on from Van der Beek, Flex, but in my opinion, I don't know about yours, Southampton, he did play really well. He played well against Istanbul at Old Trafford. He played well when he came on against Newcastle. He played well when he played against Watford. Watford was McTominay's best game in the last 6 weeks, but people don't want to take any notice of Van der Beek's performance in that game. So, McTominay's still playing. I don't think McTominay's played well since Leeds, apart from Watford, and that's when Van der Beek played well. So, and yet McTominay's played nearly every week, and I don't think Van der Beek's played 10 minutes. So, it's not about McTominay here. It's just very clear that Ollie doesn't know how to use him or doesn't want to use him.
Definitely this season he doesn't. We don't need any more proof that Ollie doesn't fancy him this season at all. We don't. The proof is there. I mean, Ollie has maintained that. Don't you worry. He'll get his game time, and Donny knows that we value him, and X, Y, Z. But the truth of the matter is that our performances have been uninspiring, but the results have been good enough to get us towards the top of the league. So I think that plays a big part as well of Ollie trusting in the players that got him there. Now, that I'm not arguing that's not a limitation. I'm not arguing that that's something to actually criticise Ollie for not bringing in Donny. But in Solskjaer's defence, he will always be able to say, listen, what I'm doing can't be that bad because of our league position. However, us as fans are concerned more about the performances and more concerned that when it isn't going well, maybe not so much that he doesn't always start, but my biggest concern anyway, in my opinion, is when it isn't going well for certain players, Donny can't even get a sniff in. Like he's just doing warm-ups on the sideline. That for me is like, okay, he's not even a regular person you turn to try and change the pattern of a game. No. He's just overlooked. And, relegated to kind of Carabao Cup games or games against teams who aren't even in our division. And for me, that's a worry. It's all about next season for Donny and how we buy in the summer, because I just got a bad feeling. I really hope I'm wrong and we look back on this and go, remember that first season when Donny hardly played? What a turnaround. Ollie was right all along. He was just waiting for the right moment, etc. I really hope that, but it just doesn't have that feel, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I am worried about it because it just doesn't. It doesn't. Me. I always will try and find a reason for everything, and it might not always be a positive reason. But I can't really understand what's going on with that. But look, he's not involved today. Renate, thank you for the super sticker. We've done Lee Preston. We was offered Donny through Van der Sar at the price was cheap for his reputation, but Ollie didn't want him. Agent, it was business minded that failed bad. Says Lee Preston. Joseph Lackey, Pogba wins Player of the Month and he's rewarded with sitting on the bench. What a way to motivate a player. That's from Joseph Lackey. Ollie is smarter than you or I, mate. Van der Beek will have his day. Just look like it took a while for Fred. Yeah, but Gertchen, you're not watching the shows, mate. I don't mind that opinion, but if you're not watching the shows, you're just repeating things that we've discussed 3 times in the last 3 shows. I don't agree with the whole look at what happened with Fred. Fred came in from Shakhtar Donetsk, and Fred didn't settle in his first year. Van der Beek's a Champions League semi-finalist, a Dutch international who is used to European football, has played against British clubs for Ajax and has won a title. And when he's played for United, he's played well. This is not an adjustment thing. If he was coming on and playing badly, I would agree with that. But I think people are scratching around for an excuse because they want an excuse. But the reality is, I'm saying, in my opinion, I don't know what's going to happen with Van der Beek because I can't see a justifiable excuse anymore. You don't buy a player and leave him a year because Pogba might go. And you don't say, well, he needs time to adjust. When he's given minutes, he plays well. For me, he was man of the match against Watford. So I don't agree with that one. But we're going around the houses a bit. Was looking forward to watching The Spy Who Loved Me, but now I've got to watch AFTV and listen to how they've benefited from selling Mustafi, says Luke Jones. Mark, just finished watching Arsenal and had flashbacks to your career mode when you got 3 sent off, says Sergeant Stupid. I really hope it's not a mistake playing McFred over Pogba. Come on, United, big game mentality needs to be back tonight, says Ryan Taylor. Just come over from AFTV, Meltdown FC, come on, United. I don't know why you're all watching Arsenal in surprise. Mid-table matters. We should have beat them on Saturday, but I knew they'd raise the game for us. Talking about the game, Flex, you know what the team is now. Where are you at in relation to the game? Are you confident we're going to win? Which way do you think it's going to go?
Still going to stick with the narrow win. Kind of uninspiring, like I spoke about the level of performance that we've had and not being able to blow away teams or comfortably win. I would love to just see a 2-0. Do you know what I mean? A clean sheet and a couple of goals in a convincing performance. But I've just been, renowned to the fact that it's just not happening like that for us this season. And I'm not sure if or when it's going to click in this season. So it is all about results. I do think with this game, the most important thing is the result. I would take a scrappy 1-0. I know the inquest can come later, guys. I know we all want these more solid performances, like I said, I would love to see. But when it comes down to it, I understand the moment that we're in. And after the back of that Sheffield United loss, which still really hurts, and look how they've turned around. They've got massive confidence from that, fair play to them. And then not beating Arsenal with those chances that we had, I think, Liverpool plays City very soon. Liverpool are getting back into form. Man City are flying. If we want to still keep being in and around this, we've got to win. We've got to win, and it's not going to be easy. Don't take for granted that Southampton have dropped off in the last couple of games. Do not take that for granted. They're still going to absolutely work their asses off. They're still going to be a difficult game. And Solskjaer, spoke about it perfectly about the last few games we've had against them. Last year, 2-2, and they went 1-0 up in that game. This year, 2-0 down, had to rescue the game. You can't keep giving Southampton head starts, because as we saw, with any team, we keep giving them head starts. We come unstuck. So I want to see us get the first goal and manage the game well, man.
Hi, Mark. Flex, I'm French. Today we saw Villas-Boas resign from Olympique Marseille because Board was doing deals behind him. Do you think Solskjaer's a United fan? He'd do it himself, says Thierry. I think Solskjaer has a good relationship with Manchester United's board, to be honest with you. I don't think there'll be any danger of him doing that. And frustrating to think that I've done that one. That one from Timothy Hogan just keeps staying there, which is odd. Crap defence again, says Big Man. We've got to be careful because Southampton sort of do play a 2 up front, Ings and Adams. I wonder if that's why he's gone with Maguire and Lindelof actually, Flex, because they do sort of play with a front 2, don't they? The way they sort of play a 4-4-2, Southampton.
They do play a 4-4-2. That is what they play. High pressing, high energies, wingers high up, pushing the fullbacks back.
Don't fancy Bay for that, which is odd.
Exactly. You got, who's it? Is it Adams and Ings up front?
Well, Bailly is obviously very quick and mobile, but he's also better in the air than Lindelof. He's very good in the air, so I am quite surprised by that one.
Exactly. So they've got to show that they can deal with them, because that's what I mean. That's where Ollie can maybe come unstuck or rightly so receive the criticism, because we've got Liverpool hot on our tails now, back again now that they're getting form. And you look at this type of game, like I said, with those two working up front, yes, we can keep the ball, and yes, we can keep them quiet. But we've got to earn the right to do that. We can't be sloppy in midfield. You can't be lackadaisical. You have to earn the right to play against Southampton. You really do.
I don't want to do this, but everyone in the live comments is predicting a loss. Romero Rojo Jones ain't had a minute this season. That's the best part of 17 million a season wasted. The board need to get the right man in, says Lee Preston. If we were to lose the game, I don't even know what the question is. I think if we were to lose the game, where do you think that leaves us after this? Because Southampton are another team with got a lot of injuries, and there's not really. What I'm trying to say is, if we don't, I know we're saying it might be a tight win, this, that, and the other, but there's not really any excuses to lose this game.
No, there isn't any excuses to lose it if we're being serious about where we want to be in this league. But I keep saying it. I don't like to sound like that person, but you have to look at how Southampton play and how we play. And we've seen so many times us slip up against teams like this. We have. I know we beat them last time out, but you look at the manner of that win.
But when you say that, are you therefore saying that there is a danger because Southampton have a better way of playing than us, a better system?
Yeah,
Because that's what it sounds like. Because it's Southampton.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you have to respect their. Yeah, do you know what? I can own that. I'm always up for criticizing when criticizing is due. And to say, do Southampton have a better system than us? One that's recognizable, one that's high intensity and pressing. I'd say yes. The reason why they're not higher up in the table than us is because we have better players than them. And we've been more consistent. The league doesn't lie. But in terms of how they play, what I'm saying is you have to respect that they're always a team that can give you problems. And yes, they've slipped off the last couple of games, but that doesn't undo all the work that Hasselhütten has done. And to win today and win convincingly, we're going to have to put in a really good performance. Something that we haven't seen in, what is this, the 19th game now?
Yeah.
20th, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? We haven't seen that since then, since this season. So that's why I'm always skeptical about just going, there's no excuses, we should be battering these. No, like that's not where we're at, and it's not where Southampton are at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that I don't think there's any excuses tonight. I expect us to win. I expected us to beat Sheffield United. I knew Arsenal was going to be difficult, and that even before the Sheffield United game, I knew they would be up for it. So I didn't expect us to win against Arsenal, and I think we could have won it, and much the same as the Liverpool game. But I expected us to beat Sheffield United. I expect us to win tonight, and if we don't win tonight, then I'd have to look at it and go, not Ollie out. I'm not going to do that until May.
No,
that's not where I'm at all. I've said that after Leipzig. I'm not there. But I would sit back and afterwards in the match reaction, and I'm sure you do it on the fan forum as well, and I'd say, where are we heading as a football club? Because I can't understand how we've lost that game. Southampton do not have the players that we've got. They do not have the infrastructure we've got. They've got the injuries we don't. We should be able to put a team out to beat Southampton. And for me, everything about this game, and this is exciting me now, everything about this game is about how we play. Somebody just said in the live comments there, has Scott McTominay, in fact Callum Todd says it, do you think McTominay has a future at United anywhere in the midfield? Not as a CDM for me, but I don't want to see him playing CDM today. I don't want to see, what's the point in playing at home against Southampton with two CDMs in front of Maguire and Lindelof? McTominay has got to run beyond Bruno today. If he does that, I think McTominay has a potential future at Manchester United as a box-to-box player. If they're persistent in playing him as a CDM, I think it's a long goodbye. Unless his game changes hugely, I don't see him as a CDM. Tonight, if he is playing in place of Pogba, I want to see McTominay getting forward because I think he's a box-to-box player. I don't know what you think, Flex.
Yeah, it's true. In that position as an out-and-out purist defensive midfielder, one, Scott McTominay's still trying to learn that role because Solskjaer's asking him to play it, and two, it looks like that's just not his game. When we've seen the best of McTominay, I think a lot of us agree that it is when he's kind of driving with the ball, arriving late, box to box, because he can put in a tackle, he can use his body well, he is good in the air, he does put it about, he has got good legs and good energy, so he is a combative midfielder. But I don't think his game is just sitting and protecting. I don't think he reads the game well enough as it is to be held in that position. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. To put him in instead of Pogba means either you don't care about what Pogba brings, or you're saying Scott can do that for this game. Yeah. So I think it's the latter, and I want to see, like you say, Scott be a bit more imaginative if he can, and prove he can do it, man.
Okay, well, a couple of minutes out from kickoff, so I will get you on a half-time, mate. You've gone with a 1-0 win. I've gone with a 2-0 win.
No, I've gone with 2-1.
2-1 by one goal, yeah. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. And I don't think we know how it's going to go until it goes.
We never do. Yeah, see you at half-time, man.
All right, mate. Cheers. Speak to you in a bit.
That's fine.
You can follow Flex on Twitter @FlexUTD. I always feel weird when I take the thing out of my ear and start talking. It becomes very loud. Very loud. Loudbridge. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. Look, I really, really think for me, the big tactical thing, if there is anything tactical, and let me just catch up on the super chats. As the Glazers have proven, they don't want to spend big in the transfer windows. Why do we keep looking at big money players like Sancho and Maguire, says Lewis Webb. I think that's a very good point from Lewis. I would rather we didn't spend £100 million on Jadon Sancho in the summer and we spent £100 million on 2 or 3 players that actually improve the squad. Because it's like putting a cherry on a cake that's not been baked. If you keep spending all your budget on one player, what if that player gets injured, or what if that player's not worth it? Whereas if you buy 3 players in the positions that you need them. We're looking for more creative wing play today. Have to be more decisive in the final third, and that creativity is essential. Let's get a win, Mark, says Greg Basham. Thanks for all the super chats. You can do that through the $ if you want to. Appreciate those. Please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 974,000 tonight. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. I'm just pulling the timer down, so we'll get that ready for you. We are about to kick off. The timer will kick off at the same time. The big thing for me tactically about this game today is Scott McTominay and Fred sitting in front of the back four? If we're doing that at home, why are we doing that at home? Why are we doing that against a team that's got a number 64 playing in the midfield who I've never heard of? Jankwitz, let's keep an eye on him. They've got an inexperienced back four because they've got 2 first-teamers out. Why would you play McTominay and Fred in front of Maguire and Lindelof deep against a team that has lost its last 3 games and has got injury problems? I expect to see McTominay and Fred pushing forward. I expect to see Maguire and Lindelof playing a high line. I expect to see our fullbacks pushing forward. And if that happens and we get a lot of ball in the final third, I need to see Greenwood and Rashford being a little less selfish. We've got to put the ball in the box. If all those things happen, that's the right team. If we sit back and invite pressure, what are we doing? So I'm really, really hoping that we're going to see something a little bit on the front foot tonight. Wasn't McTominay sick as a dog last game? Couldn't run the length of himself. McTominay could have COVID right now and Ollie would still start him, says Swade. Well, he won't have COVID because we'll have run a test, but there you go. Love your streams, mate. Let's go United, to Stuart James. Let's go. We need the 3 points tonight. I'll be absolutely honest with you. If we win 1-0 and we don't deserve it, I'll be happy because we've won. But at some point, we've got to see something a little bit better than what we have been seeing. Even when we're on the good run, most of those games were, won by 1 goal. We want to see convincing United, don't we? But let's see. Kickoff. Let me get the timer on the screen for you. It is kickoff. There you go. Mark, you're the GOAT. Hope we win tonight, says Jack Faz. Thank you very much. And starting Pogba is a problem. Southampton press and Pogba is press resistant, says Knight Raider. McFred are good, however, they don't dominate midfield. Good content, Mark. Thank you very much. And let's see how we go then. We've kicked off here. Lindelof just boots it out. Southampton pick it up in not a bad area. Good tackle by McTominay. Now it's Cavani into Shaw. We're pushing forward here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's not... McTominay and Fred are not busting a gut on this attack. That worries me. Straight away, they're not. Look at them. They're playing like a 4. Deep. I want to see McTominay pushing here. Yeah, here's Fred. Look at McTominay dropping. I don't want to see that. I want to see McTominay pushing on. Wan-Bissaka's pushing forward. We can definitely see straight away that the fullbacks are pushing forward. Fred's quite high up there. I think we're going to have to keep an eye on it for the first 10 minutes. McTominay and Fred. How deep are they going to play? Will be a lot of energy. Oh, McTominay's just caught a tackle there. And red card! Wow! Mike Dean, game over! Game over! Jankwitz, number 64, is gone after 1 minute and a half. I don't want to say high five, but I do want to say 3 points, and it's a red card. He's gone. I don't think there's going to be much complaints about this. Mike Dean, let's have a look. Oh, it's bread. Forget about it. Absolutely. There's no doubt. It's high. It's late. No, it's disgusting. It's a leg breaker. McTominay looks like he's all right, thank God. But he ain't getting away with that. There's no doubt about that at all. And what? Why? Well, we don't. I did say I don't know who number 64 for Southampton is, Jankwitz. We'll never know because he's only lasted a minute. He's gone. He's gone. And Hasenhüttl will just be like, he'll be fuming. He is fuming. He can't believe it. Clear red card. Clear red card. I mean, look at McTominay's leg. He'll be all right. Scott, you'll be all right. Pick your head up. He's had a red card. It's a disgusting tackle. He could have broken his leg.
crap, that just negates my previous super chat, says Steve Lebo. The main thing is that McTominay is okay. Name a league game besides the Leeds where we've dominated this season. Same tactics aren't cutting it. Well, we'll dominate now, David Hill. Tywin Lannister, I just had a thought. Do you think McTominay had bad stomach against Arsenal was due to stress? Let's smash these now. I've just put a tweet out here. And this is how my mind works. This is how my mind works straight away. And I wonder if Ollie's mind works like this. We're playing a defensive shield of Fred and McTominay. We're against 10 men. Let's get at them. Rashford's in! Oh, he tried to play Bruno in, to be fair. They're going to have to defend now. Get one of the bloody holding midfielders off the pitch now. So red card early on here for Southampton. One of the worst tackles. I've seen one of the best goals of the season from Moutinho. I've seen one of the worst tackles and the quickest red cards I've ever seen. It was wild. It belonged on a bloody Wild West set. It was bloody Billy the Kid. He may as well have tried to bloody shoot McTominay. It was bloody awful. And we never... number 64 for Southampton, we never knew you. I didn't know who he was, and I never will. It was absolutely unbelievable. Make sure you look out for that Jankwitz. Well, you won't see him anymore. He's gone. Number 64 for Southampton. I tell you what, it was that wild. It looked like he was trying to do a 69. It was unbelievable. I've never seen a tackle like that before. It doesn't belong on a football pitch. So off he goes. Terrible challenge. Big up Jimmy the Clutch, says Desert Wolf. And woohoo, high five, Mark says high five. Look, the big thing for me was that McTominay wasn't badly hurt, and you could tell that straight away because of where he connected on him. But it could have been, and I understand why McTominay's angry, because it could have been sickening, absolutely sickening. But 64, Zoo Lane, 64. I used to love that programme. But red card, 1.5 minutes into a league debut, says Dear. Yeah, he might not play for Southampton again. I don't think Hasselhoff was going to be very happy with him. And he's on loan from Arsenal, is he? Well, that explains a lot. No, I think it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a good joke as well. I fell for it. Do I feel sorry for the kid? I do a little bit. Because I think what he's tried to do is, and he's probably been told it by the manager, impose yourself on the game. And he's tried to impose himself on the game. It's a 50-50 tackle, and he's imposed himself too much. Why doesn't Rashford shoot the ball for once, says Abdullah? He probably should have had a shot there. But look, we need to settle down. We've had 5 minutes. We're up against 10 men. We need to definitely get the 3 points now. Calm, get the first goal, and then we get the win. We go from there. But McTominay and Fred have got to push on now. You know, we've got to push on. Because we're playing against 10 men. There's goals in this game, but Southampton are going to sit deep. I would take McTominay or Fred off. I think you need a footballer on now. I would be thinking about Van der Beek, to be honest with you. They struggled to field a team, and now Red, no excuses now. This was the lad's debut. He must have been nervous as hell. Feel a bit bad for the lad, says Sam. I do feel bad for him, but the tackle was a disgrace. Lindelof has given the ball away 4 times already, says the mystery man. What we need to do now is calm down, myself included. Calm down! I need to calm down. I'm very excited because we should get 3 points now. And look, if we can win this game, our hardest game then is Everton. Then we've got Newcastle and West Brom. We could get 12 points from our next 4 games. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we've basically been handed 3 points here. Don't clip it because we might not get it. But we have been handed something we never really get. Can't remember the last time we played a team with a red card. So we've got to get it today. Cavani! Oh no, we've got to go and get it today. Get the 3 points. I'd give this team half an hour, and then I'd be thinking about getting Fred or McTominay off. Not because they're bad, but because you want to get hold of the ball creatively. So Juan Mata's not on the bench. Ollie's Juju already working for us, says John Parisha them. And the kid played all right for 56 seconds, says Uncle Drew.
Lindelof looking suspect. We've got to get that first goal. I agree Ollie should show some tactical knowledge now and bring on Pogba or Donny. We don't need two holding midfielders now, says Sean Negative Turner. I agree, Sean. And I think that, you know, he could stick with McTominay and Fred for a little bit longer, and it would be harsh to waste the sub after 10 minutes. But it's not even about McTominay and Fred being bad players. It's about you've got two holding midfielders who aren't very good creatively. You've also got two wingers who, because they're going to play so deep, you need more. You need two or three Brunos. You know, if we had Mata, Van der Beek, Pogba, I'd try and get them all on, because this is going to be defence against attack. It's going to be passing. And what we're trying to do at the moment is... fucking hell, Fred. This is what I mean. There's not much point in having McTominay and Fred if they can't play a forward pass. But, you know, it would be too early to do the tackle. Terrible tackle. Now, we definitely wouldn't win because we have every reason to, says Abby. We will win. We will win. We will win. Lindelof has given the ball away 5 times, says the mystery man. Imagine Goldbridge jinx it and United don't win, says the hunch. Perfect game to get some confidence for Martial and Greenwood, says the Russian nightmare. Well, you know what? I would just say this. A note of caution for a moment. A note of caution here. Just because we're playing against 10 men doesn't mean we're going to win 10-0. Southampton actually will just play a 4-4-1. They'll keep their shape and they'll play deep. And that's what McTominay's got to do. Keep driving it out wide. But they'll move from one side to another. What you need to do is try and get the ball into Bruno. But we probably need more creativity. I'm a little bit worried that you've got Fred and McTominay who don't create. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka are fullbacks. Cavani's a number 9. Bruno's the magician. Where are we going to create the goals? I would love to see Van der Beek, Mata, Pogba on a game like this, because you need some creativity, and we could just keep going side to side to side to side all night. But you can't really make the substitution after the first 10 minutes, but he needs to think about it, because we are going to have to break down a team that's going to play very defensive. And anybody who thinks, oh, Mason Greenwood and Rashford are going to score loads of goals, they're still going to not. When they get the ball, they're going to probably have more defenders in front of them than they did before. The big thing is we shouldn't concede a goal. The challenge is to score that first goal. Cannot change someone before half-time. You would embarrass them, says Daniel Harding. And I think that is the problem, but I think he's going to have to do it sooner rather than later. Does anybody think it wasn't a red card? And apart from Arsenal fans. Good play by Greenwood. We definitely wouldn't win because they have something to defend. We will, Abby. We will. We will win this. We needed a bit of luck, didn't we? I like a bit of luck. And it wasn't luck, actually. It was just a terrible, 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 terrible tackle. Filth. It was a filthy tackle. My score prediction was 2-0. I think score predictions are out of the window here. Because you just don't know what's going to happen. Could be 5-0, could be 1-0. I tell you what, that's going to sting for McTominay. I actually had one of those tackles happen. Ruthless and he's not, says the mystery man. The tactical shift needs to happen. We can go into the last 20 minutes 1-0 up, or we will drop points, says the mystery man. Well, look, it's a challenge for United now. Basically, you've been gifted 3 points. Can you get them? We're going to have masses of possession. Now, can we play a bit of football? I mean, fucking hell, Fred. I don't know whether Fred's right for this game. Fred's the one I'd take off at the moment. His passing's awful. He keeps passing backwards. Side to side at the moment. Someone's got to break the lines. Go on, Rashford's your ball. Well won back by Bruno into Rashford. It's all about that first goal. It's not time to panic yet, but it is all about that first goal. Greenwood trying to do it on his own again. Oh, Bruno's been tackled. That's not a bad ball. De Gea comes off his line. Take Fred off, says Tony. Garner. Mark, the red doesn't work in our favour. It forces Southampton into a low block, blocking Ollie's tactics. We're not fluent in adapting, says Saga. And Welcome to the Members Club, Darren Ray Frost. Call me a negative Nancy. I already smell a draw, says Caramel. Oh, God. You don't want to draw in a game like this. You do not want to you don't want to draw in a game like this. It would be awful. Awful to draw this. Right, 1 minute. I'm just getting a bit of a lag, so I'm just gonna do something whilst I'm watching the game. So I just won't be on screen for a second or so. Wan-Bissaka's got it on the right. Please don't score. McTominay puts the cross in. Oh, you bastard! You nearly did score. Should go for a corner. That. Just gonna plug it into the Ethernet here. Where are you? Get in there. Plug it in. There we go. Back. Bruno's got it in the box. Bruno crosses in, gets rid of it. Thank you. Is Wan-Bissaka afraid, or has he forgotten what a cross is, says Chris? Well, he put a good cross in at the weekend, didn't he? Get someone on who can pass through the lines to side because McFred can't pack a pass, says Sean Negative Turner. If Southampton win, well, despite having that guy sent off, how useless will that guy feel? He's better off than on, says Gershon. And welcome to Members Club, Darren Frey Flost. A bit of a shot there, but it's gone wide. Yeah, I think it is interesting in how we're going to be. Well, somebody just said there in the live comments, are we a bit too predictable? I just think when you set up like this, hopefully not a repeat of the 80 cross Moyes match, says Ash G. I think when you're a bit predictable and side to side, and you set yourself up like this, you've got to adjust in game. Oh, it's a bit of a shot from Southampton there. You all right, Mark? Could you please say hello to my mum, Eileen? Come on, Eileen. Tyler Barnes. There you go. They've had a good shot there from Southampton, actually. David Hare was worried for a moment, but I think he realised it was going wide. Rashford's got it on the left-hand side. And it's a goal for United! Get in! That's what we wanted, and it's Wan-Bissaka, and we've broken them down. Get in there. Manchester United 1, Southampton 0. I'd have to watch this back again and see how it ends up in the back of the net. Hasselhoff's not happy, but it doesn't matter how it gets in there. It's gone in. McCarthy looks gutted. Southampton have got it. Southampton have got it. They've got it. Set fire to the rain. Aaron Wan-Bissaka with the goal. Somebody said, can he cross? He may not be able to cross, but he can score. Lindelof switches it out to Rashford. It's a nice ball out to Rashford, who lets it go. Comes back onto his right foot and does what a winger needs to do. No, he doesn't. Luke Shaw puts the cross in. There's definitely no offside. It's an assist for Luke Shaw and a goal for Wan-Bissaka. How's about that? How's about that, eh? Lovely stuff. Luke Shaw gets the assist. And AWB with the goal. Fullback FC. How's about that? But we've got that goal as well in the first 20 minutes. That's really important. Look, we should be winning this game. I think we all know that. But it doesn't necessarily happen. So getting that first goal against 10 men, that should now ease the pressure, flow the confidence, and we go and get some more goals. But Southampton really shouldn't be scoring goals now. They've got a chance to put a cross in. We've just got to switch on. Be careful. Hasselhoff looks close to tears. This will be their 4th loss in a row. If they lose. I'm not saying they are going to lose, but it would be their 3rd loss in a row. Corner though. Got to be careful from corners. Oh, it's right under the hair and he gets rid of it. And he's got a free kick. McTominay coming forward into Cavani. Bruno. Oh, bad touch by Bruno, the first one. That's a shame. That is a shame. Roberto Carlos and Carfu, eat your heart out. Cafu, not Carfu. Sounds like a bloody car that's got flu. Ash G, thank you very much for the super chat there. And finally, someone finishes a cross from Luke Shaw, says Uncle Drew. Yeah, and more, yeah. Definitely. We need to see more of that. United in the box here. You know what? We might not need to use Pogba tonight. We might have to go through the motions a little bit, but free kick given. Bruno could have scored there, to be fair. Maguire's having a great game tonight. Well, I think I could have a great game at centre-back tonight. It's probably the biggest piece of piss to play centre-back for Manchester United tonight. They shouldn't be conceding tonight. That's a goal. Oh, Lindelof. Was he off? He might have been Linda off. He was off. Cross came in. Everyone beats the offside trap, but it doesn't go in. Cavani's off. Lindelof's off. So it was off. Lindelof. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for that rubbish joke. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner to do that. We are getting close to 974,000. We're 100 away, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, for that one. I think it's really important that we've got that goal. Really, really important. It's a delightful cross by Luke Shaw as well, right into the danger zone. You can't moan about that. You cannot moan about that. Where's Zane now? I honestly think Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are near the best fullbacks in the league. I don't think we've seen them had a bad game in the last 10 or so games, says Eden Ridge. I think in relation to Luke Shaw, you're probably right, but I'm not so sure that you're right about Wan-Bissaka. He's had a bit of an up and down season, I'd definitely say that. But Maguire has played some really good forward passes, says Rajit. They've both got to do that. This should be a goal. Yes! Rashford, Bruno with the assist. Get in there. I'm like Billy the Kid. That's how I would be if I was a striker. I'd jump out and go bang, bang, bang. Bruno with the assist. He's back. Bruno's back with. I'm celebrating Bruno more than Rashford. I must stop that. But look, Bruno with the assist, Rashford with the goal. Of course, actually, really important that Rashford gets the goals tonight as well. Really important that Rashford gets some confidence going as well. 2-0 to Manchester United. I don't think tonight, unless we score a banger, we're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. We're playing against 10 men. Bruno's onside. Sorry, it's Greenwood. Sorry, it's not Bruno. It's Greenwood with the assist. Oh, I'm celebrating Greenwood. I don't know why. It's because of the camera. I thought it was Bruno. Greenwood with the assist. Rashford with the goal. I'm an idiot. I'm celebrating Bruno and it was Greenwood. Well, that is even better because Greenwood is a player that we want to be getting assists. We want to see him being less selfish. So Greenwood with an assist. Lovely stuff. 2-0. Manchester United. We wait for something from Bruno. Greenwood assist. We need more. We want more. We want 3. I'm not drunk, Imran. That's really offensive to say somebody's drunk when I'm not actually drinking. Block him. Bruno, and it marks Bruno's obsession. Bruno will get something at some point. It's just a matter of time. 5-0 United. Oh, what's going on here? Well, I don't know what's going on here. I don't think the referee's given anything. Surely not. Oh, he's given a free kick to Southampton right on the edge of the box, which could be quite interesting because they do have your man, Ward-Prowse. So that could be interesting. Let's see what happens there with that. Ward-Pratt. I forgot to sub McCarthy out of my fantasy Premier League team for this game. What a Pratt, says the contrarian. Yep, could be. Could be an issue. Sure is the GOAT, says Amos. See what happens here. It's a chat. I mean, look, I wouldn't imagine they're going to get back into this game anyway. But Ward-Prowse with the free kick. It's a very good position for Ward-Prowse. You'd expect him. It's almost like a penalty for him. And De Gea tips it over the bar for a corner. He's defo going to score, says Jose. He didn't score, which is good. Hi Mark, can you say I'm really proud of my Auntie Teresa as she looked after me in this lockdown and she works for the NHS, says Kieran. Shout out to Auntie Teresa. Free corner to Southampton here. Please subscribe by the way. Let's see if we can get to 974,000. Manchester United looking like they're going to get to 3 comfortable points here. Some would say in a way it's a little bit dull, a bit boring because we've got the easy 3 points and we've not been challenged, but To be honest with you, at this stage of the season, I'm loving it. I'm hoping we can get a few goals, get a bit of confidence. Of course, you know, there's absolutely no way that Southampton should be getting back into this game. But carries on like this, we might see Donny might be in the keyword, says Lee Taylor. I tell you what, I'll drop it in here now. Imagine if we'd had Diallo on the bench. Would it not have been... I mean, you never know how things are going to work out, but it would have been a good game. But I'd like to see Van der Beek in a game like this. If he really does rate Donny Van der Beek, then this is the game you're going to see him. Rashford is the new nanny. Some games he's unplayable. Other games he's frustrating to watch, says Knight RC. And carries on. Yeah, that's a good point from that. Can you say it? I've done that one as well. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $ if you wish. 40,000 watching. We need a third to seal it, says Oren. Well, I predicted 2-0. I don't think we do need a third to seal it, by the way. I think we've got this game well and truly won. But let's not be arrogant. Please clap for the NHS, says Sebastian Bodry. We're not clapping for the NHS tonight. It's not clap for the NHS night, is it? I can't just start clapping for the NHS. There's got to be a reason to do it, and there is a very good reason to do it. But it normally is that everyone else is doing it. We're watching a game of football, aren't we? You know. So I would like to see us move the ball around a bit better. This is perfect game for us right now, says Steve Lebo. Get some goals, some subs, rest key players, build our confidence. It's badly needed. Steve's hit the nail on the head. It's like it's 3 points on a plate, but you've got to go and get the points. Like Southampton's aim would have been, let's get to half time 0-0. Man United get a little bit more nervous. Let's get to 70 minutes. Let's get to 90 minutes. Get a draw. For United, you've got to score that first goal. And when you score that first goal, then Southampton are in a bit of a bother, aren't they? So, Rashford, go to Bruno. Bruno. Ooh, goes for the shot, goes for a corner. Wan-Bissaka was nearly in for the tap in there. Can you give a shout out to your South African followers? Says David. Shout out to everybody watching, actually. Shout out. But yeah, no, Steve Lebo's absolutely spot on. I mean, as soon as that red card happened, I did say high five as soon as McTominay was okay, because I was like, God, do we need that? You know, it's a 38-game season. You can't be entertained every week. And we are being entertained, but what I'm saying is, not every game, you know, sometimes you need a game like this where the points are on the plate, you work hard for first half, you get the points on the plate, and then you start making substitutes and giving people a chance. We might even see someone like Dan James given a go. So, yeah, it could be a really big game for United tonight. And, of course, we've got Everton on Saturday. The hardest game out of our next 4 games was Southampton and Everton. Well, if you take 3 points against Everton... What a cross by Bruno that was. Goes for a corner. Delightful cross by Bruno. Beckham-esque. But, yeah, if you get the 3 points tonight without really having to work for it, well, that's 3 down. Everton becomes a big game. You beat them, and then you've got Newcastle and West Brom, and you think we can take 12 points. So, massive 3 points. And also, can I just say, getting the 3 points tonight for United, whether it's because of the red card or not, it's still a win. It's still 3 points. And teams will be, sure with the shot, teams will be, what, you know, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, they'll all be wanting us to drop points tonight because we've dropped points in our last 2. And they'll want that. You know, Man United were on a great run before Sheffield United, and now we've lost to Sheffield United, we've drawn to Arsenal. They'll want us to drop points again. They'll want us to go into a bit of a blip. If we can get a win tonight, we come out of that blip. Who got the red? That Cavani tackle was funny, says SK. I can't remember what his name is for Southampton. Number 64. I think it was his debut. So he's gone. We really need a centre-back. I fear this lack of transfer will cost us a chance to be champions, says Darren Ray Frost. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in talking about titles. All I want to do is take it game to game and manage it game to game. And if we get the win, we get the win tonight, and then we move on, don't we? So that's all I'm interested in. Liverpool fans will hate this, says Justin. They all will. They'll all hate it because we've got the points in the bag, and it's really just about now. It's a confidence exercise, and I wouldn't let up. I'd be on the front foot. You know, if I'm Bruno, I want a goal. If I'm If I'm Rashford, I want 2 or 3. If I'm Greenwood, I want a couple. If I'm Cavani, I want a couple. They're not all going to score, of course, but you want those goals. Rashford on the right. Own goal! 3-0. Oh, it's all going our way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. 3-0. And he's Rashford with the assist. I tell you what, it's lovely to see, because we said this before the game. We want to see Greenwood and Rashford putting crosses into the box. Well, Greenwood's put a cross into the box and Rashford scored. And Rashford's put a cross into the box. And I think it's Bednarek who scores as well. There's no doubt he's got to do it. Yeah, but the thing is, he's got to do something with it. Otherwise, Fred's got a tap in on the back post. So it's unlucky for the defender. But United, we want 4. We want 4. Everybody, we want 4. It's a lovely cross by Rashford, though. That's what you want to see. I want to see these crosses coming into the box. 3-0 to Manchester United. And you wonder how many we could get. Because for Southampton, it's soul-destroying. They've lost 3 games. They've lost their last 3 games in a row. And they're staring down the barrel of a good hiding tonight. We could boost our goal difference. That's not something you can often say about Manchester United. Magnificent. Very unexpected, this. A lot of things going our way, but, you can't say a lot of things are going our way when the Southampton player does that, it changes the game, doesn't it? Get Donny on. I think we all want to see Donny on. Wan-Bissaka's looking good. I mean, McTominay and Fred, I think I would still take one of them off. They're not really doing a hell of a lot in relation to creativity. I think we could be even more creativity. Welcome to the Members Club, Herman. Thank you for joining. We've had a super chat from Michael Twomey, who says, Luke Shaw, man of the match for me. McTominay with a shot there. That would have been a Bruno assist if that had gone in. 64 is Alexandre Jankwitz, says Shoaib. And it was a wild tackle. It was wild. It really was. And it happened in the first minute. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm one of those people that when he made that tackle and got sent off, I was like, well, that's ruined the game. But then I immediately thought, I don't give a shit. I want the game. I want to win. I'm not here to be entertained. I'm here for Manchester United to win tonight. And I think 11 against 11, this game might have been very, very different. Well, it would have been very, very different. So I'm not going to sit here and say, ooh, I'm disappointed that he got sent off. I'm sorry if everyone else is, but ultimately, we've still got just under 50 minutes to go. And United could win this 5-6-0. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us get the goal difference up. Because every goal now is confidence. And that's what United need to do. You very rarely get a game like this in the Premier League against a decent side. All right, they've only got 10 men. But confidence-wise, we could really, really go and hurt them. Sid Graham, welcome. Thank you for the super chat. And let's get Martial on, get some goals and give him some confidence, says Ayush. McTominay playing great. Love the work rate and distribution. He's a better ball than Fred, says Nate. And yeah, I think in the second half there is an opportunity to use some players that need some confidence. Whether it's Anthony Martial, whether it's Donny van der Beek. Number 64 is man of the match for me, says Perry Smith. Remember, you can do your player ratings in the second half, so do keep an eye on everybody because we want to be seeing some 7, 8, 9 performances out of 10 today. We really do. Joffrey's going to go with I want 6-0. Could it be another 9-0 for Southampton, says Benjamin. And if there's ever a game for Maguire to score from a corner, says Corbs. Cavani's got it. Switches the play. Mark, would you still take off either Fred or McTominay, says Sammy. I would in the second half, yeah. Because, what a flick by Bruno into Wan-Bissaka that was. He's going to run it. Cavani. Oh, that would have been a great team goal. Lovely ball by McTominay. Flick by Bruno. Wan-Bissaka attacks, puts the cross in, and Cavani doesn't quite score. It would have been a great team goal. I think it's gone for a goal kick, though. What a flick by Bruno. Wan-Bissaka does really well. Puts a good cross in as well. Cavani just doesn't connect. That should have been a goal. What a goal it would have been. Gets stuck under his feet, Cavani. Perfect game for getting Martial and Van der Beek on. They need confidence. It's a long season. We won't get games like this, says Vignish. No, this is a gimme tonight. This is a gift. This is a late Christmas gift. And sometimes You know, rivals can't moan at us. It's not our fault that their midfielder did what he did. So, you know, we can't be moaned at tonight. It's just one of those, isn't it? But you've got to take advantage of it. That's the main thing. We must take advantage of this tonight. And I think we will. I think we will. Fred. To Shaw. Cross comes in. Cavani! Yes! Luke Shaw 2 times. 2 assists. Cavani gets his goal. We're 4-0 up. I tell you what, we've not even hit 40 minutes yet. Luke Shaw's on a hat-trick for assists. Cavani gets his goal with his head. Delightful. What a cross by Luke Shaw. Where are them man saying that Luke Shaw can't play football? Where are them man saying that Luke Shaw's dead? Where are them man saying Luke Shaw's not a very good left back? He's getting the goals he should have been getting. He's getting the assists he should have been getting last month. He's putting countless good crosses in. And it's Cavani who heads it. Look how I did that as well. 2 assists for Luke Shaw. Cavani gets his goal. He should have got one against Arsenal. He should have got one a minute ago. But he shows his quality there. What a cross. What a cross by Cavani. What a cross by Luke Shaw. And Cavani is there to make it 4-0 to Manchester United. I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. Boost your goal difference, lads. You know, go for it. Ollie's happy with that. Luke Shaw, Player of the Year, says Omar. Luke Shaw on 2 assists. Brilliant. Brilliant. We're loving that. This is what happens when you cross. Are you going to sim at half-time, mate? Says Ross Westbrook. Perfect game for Martial and Donny. Yeah, quick, intricate play they do. Could destroy Southampton, says Luca. This is, the confidence is on the floor. I don't care. I'm giving the second half now for sure, says the Inquisition. Are you entertained? Are you not entertained, says Sean Finity. And if Cavani was 10 years younger, don't bring Martial on. He's had his chance this season, says Oliver Smith. Well, you know, I think Cavani's got his goal now, so I would be looking to take Cavani off because he's a player that over the last 18 months has had a lot of injury problems. So I would be like, you've done your job. I don't need to keep you on. Martial doesn't score that, says Oliver Smith. Love your channel. Go Red Devils 10-0 United to Sir Benedict's gaming channel. Bruno will want something today as well. The scary thing is that Bruno hasn't got anything yet. And he will want something big time. I'm loving this. Do you really like it? Do you really like it? We're loving it, loving it, loving it. We're loving it like that. Do you really like it? And I'm really enjoying this, actually. At 1-0, I was like, oh, this might be boring. Let's go and get more goals. Have you seen the games this weekend? Most of the top half of the table are playing each other. Points will be dropped around us. We better win, says Beto. But this is what it's all about, Beto. It's all about confidence now, isn't it? Build the confidence of the team. Cavani's in again. Oh, Greenwood. Oh, what's he doing? Penalty. He's given a penalty. Bah, 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 bah. Set fire to the rain. Well, I don't know why he didn't play it on because Greenwood was going to score. Cavani's hurt. Oh, no. Oh, no. Cavani gets hurt. It's a bad tackle on Cavani as well. I mean, is that not a red card? Oh, it's late. His foot, it's a definite penalty. He's on the line. Would have been perfect for Diallo, says Charles Crane. His foot's on the line. That's a penalty. His foot's on the line. Give the penalty. Well, why didn't he play on? What a prat. Why didn't Mike Dean play on? Like, why didn't he play on then? Because Greenwood was going to score. Oh, what a prat. Why did he not play on if it's not a penalty? Look, Greenwood scores. Yeah, Cavani's foot's on the line. You can see it. It's a penalty. Oh, fuck off. What a prat. What a prat Mike Dean is. Twat. knobhead. I don't see what the referee's doing there. It's like FIFA, isn't it? You go back and give the yellow card. We were going to score anyway. Go back and give the yellow card. Or, if you're going to blow your whistle, send him off. Pratt doesn't know how to play the game. Play the advantage. Bruno with the free kick. Oh, it's not a penalty now. Why doesn't he play on, says Napoli boy. I know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'd love Bruno to score this, but it's a hard free kick to do. It's a bit like Ward-Prowse at Southampton, actually. It's that sort of an area. So if he puts it in that top corner, it'll be hard for the keeper to save it. But Pratt of a ref. Oh, he's making a right meal of this. Mike Dean, get control of the game. Might be Fred on this. I reckon Fred's going to hit this. No, Bruno went low. That was a disappointment, that, because just play it on and Greenwood scores. Not a very good free kick by Bruno. He's tried to go under the wall. Didn't work. If the ref plays on, we're 5-0 up. Ollie's thinking the same as me. Why is he not played on? Awful free kick by Bruno, but should have bloody played on. We can't complain too much. We're 4-0 up, but it's a nasty tackle on Cavani, but just odd. Odd decision. Thank you for not playing the What a Pratt ad again. Last time the dog shat 40 feet up and down the hallway. Rug says cool and snazzy and nice video. Thanks for the super chat, mates. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw masterclass tonight, lads. Says hi you. Yeah, the fullbacks have been fantastic, haven't they? Especially Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. They've both been very good, actually. We did talk about that pre-game as well. He's only added 2 minutes on here. Lads and ladies, I'm very excited about this game because, let me have a look. Suddenly, there's a big part of me getting very excited. And I'm not talking about that. Our goal difference at the moment is 10 and Manchester City's is 24. I mean, look, Man City have got a great goal difference, but we can turn around the Spurs result here. If we could beat them 6-0, we're still a long way behind City, but, Liverpool's goal difference is 19, ours is 10, Leicester's is 12, Tottenham's is 13. So we've got a real opportunity. I'm not saying our goal difference is going to catch up with Manchester City's, but we've got a real opportunity here to turn it around. And I'll be surprised if Lindelof comes out and plays the full 90. That'll disappoint me if he takes Lindelof off. Actually, give some of the attacking lads a chance. Get Martial on, Van der Beek on, maybe get Dan James on. I don't want to see that. We need to come out in the second half with the same intensity. No sitting back, no taking it easy. Says Russian Nightmare. Exactly. I do agree with you there. Let me just stop the clock. So it's half time and it's 4-0 to Manchester United. And the story of the half is that we're sat here watching every attack, hoping that Manchester United can keep going and going and going and going and scoring more and more goals. Wan-Bissaka, Rashford, Bednarak own goal and Cavani. Opportunities will come in the second half. Will we get Van der Beek on in the second half? Will we see Martial in the second half? Whatever we're going to see in the second half, we've got to keep going for it in the second half. The whole game has been dictated to by the yellow card, by the red card. There's no doubt about that. 100% it was a red card. I'm sure we're going to see it at half time in a minute, but it was a red card by the number 64. It was wild, and you'll see it again if you didn't see it in the first time. But Manchester United leading this game 4-0. It's a gift. It is a gift, but that doesn't mean we should feel guilty.
there will be people saying, lucky Manchester United, but you do get a game like this once a season. Everybody gets a game like this once a season where you're basically handed the 3 points, but we needed it. We needed the 3 points today. Now we need to go and take advantage of the situation that has presented itself. Thank you for the contribution, Daniel Besants. Sid Gortham. If we can stretch Southampton, take advantage of the man advantage, then wow, says Emily Derry. It's 14 now, Mark, says Oliver Smith. Goal difference is 14 now, apparently. We need to... Yeah, and Russian Nightmare said that as well. Let me just have a look here, because I don't know whether they've got the Premier League table as it stands. It is a live Premier League table. So our goal difference is 10 off Manchester City as it stands right now. So, yeah, they've got 10 goals better than us as it stands right now. So, opportunities. Look, Crystal Palace lost 7-0 to Liverpool. Man City have smashed a few teams. We need to keep that foot on the pedal because our goal difference isn't great. Completely agree, Mark. We need to give some of the other lads a chance, Dan James especially. And to be honest, his pace could cause those 10 men some problems, says King Simba. And let me get Flex on, see what he's got to say as well. All going off here. But look, it's an interesting one. You know, football's made of many different stories and many different avenues. And, you know, we're in a situation where we know we've got the 3 points, big time. I don't think anybody was predicting 5 or 6-0, but the red card has thrown any prediction out of the window. It's now about keeping that intensity going. We've got players on the bench who I think, like Donny van der Beek, who will, you know, you've got to get Van der Beek on in the second half. He's got to get half an hour. If he doesn't give him half an hour, then what's he doing at the club? There's, you know, you're 4-0 up. The game's won. Get Van der Beek on, in my opinion, ASAP. Flex, how you doing, pal?
Yeah, all good, man. Buzzing after that. That's brilliant. What a half. What a half. Yes, the red card changed the whole game after, what was it, 2 minutes? Something silly like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like as I said there at half-time, breaking teams down is something we've really struggled with when there's 11. And when you play against 10 men sometimes, it can be really difficult. But not tonight. You can't label out the guys. I think our intensity's been great facing 10 men, the way we've moved the ball, the way we've played on the front foot. We haven't been kind of lethargic with it and playing loads of sideways passes with no intent. We've got higher up the pitch, just pushed Luke Shaw right up there. Even from when it was briefly 11 men, you could see Luke Shaw right up there. Rashford's been at it. Cavani's been superb. And it's just been a really dominant performance. And we've got the goals that we've deserved. Get Donny on at half-time. I don't care. Take off Bruno. Say you're rested. Job done. Whatever. Take him off. Just get him off. Or take off McTominay or Fred. Whatever. Just get Donny on the pitch, man. It's 4-0. Get him on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny because we were talking about that before the game, weren't we? Saying that I don't think Ollie really rates Donny. I don't think it was his signing. Well, I think we never probably predicted. No, well, somebody might have predicted this, but we've got this situation now where you've got a golden opportunity to give a lad half an hour in a game where he can grow and show what he's all about. If he refuses to give him half an hour, I would be. If I was Van der Beek, I'd be like, really, what's the point now? You talk about me maybe being a player next season, but you can't give me half an hour when we're 4-0 up. So I'll be stunned if it doesn't happen, but let's just see what happens with that. Thoughts on Arsenal's loss, and can you shout out my mate, Lelanga, Sistachi, and thoughts on Arsenal losing? Standard, isn't it? That VAR call leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Don't care if we're winning, but since Klopp's opened his mouth, we've had a call after call go against us, says Caramore. No mercy, let's show a ruthless streak and get a cricket score, says Connor Shields. Cavani is a beast, class knows no age, his runs are amazing, says Hernan. And hi Mark, we tried all for Van der Beek to get more chances needing to score low block teams. McTominay gets off the Arsenal, but still nothing. So this is it, says Brian Borg. Did you think it was actually a penalty? I didn't really understand what Mike Dean was doing there. Because
it's a pen. His foot's on the line. He gets taken out with his foot on the line.
He could have also played on and we score.
Yeah, we'll take either. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. Once they realised that it wasn't a foul, but obviously once they realised that it wasn't a pen, to the conclusion that they came, obviously Mike Dean had already blown the whistle, similar to what happened with Martial when the ref already blew the whistle when Ramsdale dropped it or whatever happened to him and Maguire bumped into him. So
yeah,
I can okay, they probably wouldn't give that goal, but it's so annoying that what's the point in having the VAR is literally replaying it, showing Cavani's foot on the line and then he gets taken out. Like it's a pen.
On a serious note on that, we're all sat here quite relaxed because it's 4-0. Imagine that's Man City in March and it's the last minute and Cavani gets fouled, and the Southampton players don't stop, and it goes to Greenwood, who scores, and the referee's blown his whistle, and they check it in VAR. Oh, it actually wasn't in the box. Hold on a minute. There's a good point here. We've just been screwed there because the game, that's not right. That ain't right. Like if he plays that on, Greenwood scores. If he goes back, Greenwood doesn't score, and you get a free kick instead of a penalty. There's no advantage.
Well, maybe they write to Ollie. Ollie confirmed from the Sheffield United game, isn't it, a week ago now? That they've written to him and said, "Oh yeah, sorry, we got that wrong. Maybe he's due another one of them in the post." It's just pathetic. You get this big club bias. Yeah, United get all the decisions. Well, we're not getting them right now, so it just shows that it swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
What do you think about the red cards? They're just showing it there. I mean, I was stunned, but fucking hell.
Yeah,
could have been a lot worse. I mean, I was happy when I saw McTominay was okay. I was like, yeah, high five, we've got the 3 points. But it could have been terrible, that.
It could have been a really bad one. Obviously, I'm feel sad for Scott McTominay because obviously he's had to receive that challenge, but luckily he was okay. But, young kid coming in at Old Trafford, he's just got a bit excited. It's such a bad tackle. It could have been a lot worse. And I think, thankfully, the main thing is that Scott's not injured from that, because that is, I'm not going to say a career breaker, but it's one of them ones where you could be out for a long time with ligament damage there, bang on just above the knee or on the knee. Lucky the young boy doesn't have to deal with the fact that he, torn Scott's ligaments or something like that. At least he can get his head back in the game as a youngster. And the main thing is that Scott McTominay's all right, but that absolutely did change the game though, for sure. But the way we dealt with it, that's one thing about this. I mean, Luke Shaw has been absolutely phenomenal. And to be fair, he's not doing anything different to what he's been doing all season. I said when the first one went in, when Wan-Bissaka scored there, it's about time someone put respect on Luke Shaw's crosses, because he should have had about 6 or 7 assists already this season. So I'm so glad that, his crosses are getting the finishes that they deserve, because he's been superb
2
all
assists,
season. Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, I feel justified because I've always been a big fan of Luke Shaw, and everyone's starting to realise now. I just see everything I've always seen in him. There's more consistency, but I do. I think even I remember Luke Shaw against Arsenal, and Lukaku was up front, and he put a delightful cross in, and Lukaku missed.
I remember that.
He has been doing it for a long time. He should have more people. Like, I remember, we've had people on the channel who didn't like Rance. Sorry, I've just said his name. All right, Rance didn't like Luke Shaw, did he? Let's be honest.
No, he didn't. No, Rance was always very vocal about that.
And he also used to say he doesn't create. Apologies to Rance. I have just shouted him out there. But no, to be fair, he didn't like Luke Shaw, and he used to say that Luke Shaw doesn't create enough. But what I always used to say to Rance was, he would have more assists. He's one of the most unlucky players I've seen over the last 2 years, because he puts loads of crosses in, and that Lukaku one's an example, and people miss or they hit the post or something like that. Even at the weekend against Arsenal, again, Cavani, that was another cross he should have scored. So Luke Shaw can put a cross into the box, can't he?
He can. He's proven it. He's proven it. And, like you said, Rance was super critical of him and just didn't like him as a fullback going forward. He always used to say that, defensively he was fine. But it was the other side of the game, and I think Luke Shaw's answered the question, not just to Rance. I mean, just to anyone who kind of thinks that he's not capable of doing it. The criticism I did have of Luke Shaw, I'll hold my hands up as well. I've never said he's kind of fat and slow and can't run, because I think that's a myth. But I think that's a real lazy argument. But I did want to see more from him, because I know he's got it in him in terms of being able to drive forward. He is quick. He is strong. He can whip a ball in.
I think
he can go down the outside.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you got to give testament to Ollie here, though, because you know what, as well, Ollie has been saying quite a lot of times in recent weeks as well, especially with Cavani in the team now. He said it against Arsenal at the beginning, and we did it, and we just didn't score. He's like, we've been working on crosses for Eddie, as he says. So, and we're starting to see that from both flanks. Wan-Bissaka's doing it as well. I want to big up Wan-Bissaka.
Hey, Greenwood's got an assist. I'm always critical. Rashford's got an assist as well.
Yeah. So, and it's all from crossing. It's all from crossing. The crosses that we've been putting in are really dangerous, man. Really dangerous. And Wan-Bissaka, who KG will love to hear this. I mean, that is his guy. I've always questioned him going forward and think he can give more.
Really good
and
tonight.
he's showing that he's improving. He is. He's showing that he can do it.
It's hard. It's hard. I think before the game we spoke about, we weren't happy with McFred, not happy with Maguire and Lindelof. I think as soon as that red card happens,
you're never going to know the answer to that question because they're never going to be tested.
And we don't need to.
Yeah, Maguire and Lindelof are fine. I wouldn't take Lindelof off for Bay just to rest Lindelof because there's other players who deserve to get on. This tonight, as soon as that red card happens, it's not about your midfield, it's not about your centre back, it's about your fullbacks and it's about your attackers. Fullbacks have got to play like wingers. Your attackers have got to create chances. And McTominay and Fred have done well at just ticking it over. And Maguire and Lindelof have come out from the back as well. But great performance from everyone, but mainly Shaw. He's a beast, says Knights and Castles. And Luke Shaw, best left back in the Prem, says Hector. One man up and all that, but you have to make sure you make the most of it. And well done on that, says Tywin Lannister. Yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Flex, because I think, we mustn't be complacent to this. You were talking about Ollie there. How many times...
Donny van der Beek and Martial preparing to come on.
See, I've got to give Ollie the praise there. That fills me with goosebumps. That is absolute elite mentality by Solskjaer to do that. It's 100% the right thing to do. I applaud him for that. That is absolutely brilliant. I don't know what you think.
About time. Who's it for though? We don't know. It just says they're preparing to come on. So obviously I'm not sure who hasn't come out the half time yet. But the journalists are putting that.
That is magnificent. Absolutely. He gets a lot of criticism for late substitutions by Ollie. Does Ollie?
He does.
That is spot on. He could have waited and said, "I'll give him 20 minutes, 25 minutes," but to give him 45 minutes, it's funny. We were talking about that about 5 minutes ago. We said, "How long is he going to give Donny? Because he's got to do it." And he might have had a word in Bruno's ear, and Bruno won't be very happy because he's not had a goal or assist tonight, has he? But Donny gets his chance.
It's not about that. It's not it's a team game.
Keep him hungry. Keep Bruno hungry.
Exactly. Keep Bruno hungry. He doesn't have to play now. We're 4-0 up. Get Donny van der Beek on that pitch right now.
Martial confidence as well. Brilliant.
Exactly. If he can get a couple, you know what I mean?
Give Cavani a rest.
Yeah, exactly. Cavani's got his goal now. Although it would be nice to see Cavani stay on, get more goals and just get his tally up a bit. But he's so important to us, and we've got Everton coming up very soon.
You need to wrap him in cotton wool. You do.
Yeah, you need to wrap him in cotton wool, 100%. So I hope it's for Cavani and Bruno.
It might be for Rashford though. It might be Rashford.
Yeah, and Rashford is equally as important. We spoke about how important he is. So if it is, then fine. But then I still don't want Cavani to get 90 minutes just in case. You look at the tackle that he actually brings him down there. It's actually on his ankle, and it's quite a bad tackle.
Yeah.
I was happy but surprised to see him just kind of shake that off, and that's all it takes. A team that's 4-5-0 down, pissed off, they're making more bad challenges, and as the game goes on, they get more tired. All it takes is one silly tackle. So I would look to get Bruno, Rashford, and Cavani off.
Yeah, I don't want to see no defenders coming off. There's no point.
No.
But
they're not going to have a lot to do.
I wouldn't bother bringing Pogba on. If it's about giving Pogba a rest, what's the point?
Yeah, don't need to. Just say to Scott, do what you've been doing. One of the two of them has been playing really high up. Like Fred's been on the edge of the box.
Sorry, Flex. If your foot's on the line, is it a penalty then?
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, even the guy in the studio, the referee, was it Peter Walton, whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He was saying, you can see that it's on the line here, and this should be given as a penalty. And then it goes back to it, and then it's not. It's a farce.
VAR is getting so much wrong. It's so confusing, isn't it?
Anyway, and all it is showing us a replay of what's happening, where we at home can see it from the replay. All VAR is a replay. It just needs someone watching the replay to go, right, that's how you implement the rules. The implementation of the rules is just crap.
Shaw on for Van der Beek, off for Van der Beek, and Cavani for Martial. So Shaw's come off for Van der Beek.
Shaw's come off. So he's gone, what, 3 at the back?
Yeah, must have done. Bit of a weird one. I mean, it's interesting because
Shaw is important.
Yeah,
we do need him.
We'll do the player ratings. Well, he could have brought Tellez on for sure, couldn't he? But it's interesting because we'll do the player ratings before the end of the game. But Luke Shaw might get man of the match for half a game because he was that good. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see on the fan forum, mate. Thanks for coming on. And how many do you think we're going to get? That was what I want to ask you.
What is it? 4-0 now, isn't it? I'm going to say 6-0.
I'm going to say 7.
Probably be 4-1.
It could be 10. Let's hope. Anyway, I'll catch you later, pal.
All right, nice one.
Cheers. You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD, and he will be on the fan forum with KG and the boys after my match reaction. Interesting Luke Shaw going off, can't complain. You know, he's a very important player for us, and as we know, Luke Shaw has picked up a lot of injuries over the years. So taking him off means he doesn't get injured. He's a massively important player for us. He's got 2 assists. You know, he'll be over the moon with that. Van der Beek is going to sort of play off Martial. We'll keep an eye on this, how we're going to play. It's interesting. I think Fred's going to sort of play as a... I don't know what we're doing here. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Michael Southcombe says, "Hi Mark, what do you think about we always seem to be cautious and not bold enough in the games when the pressure is on us, like the big team in the semi-finals? P.S. Rest Bruno now and get Van der Beek on," says Michael Southcombe. Well, Van der Beek's on, Michael, but not Bruno still on. Billy Donovan, latest member of the club, thank you. "Longevity takes long-term thinking and teammates. Ollie's building something special," says Herman. "Surely Shaw has got to be in the England squad after his performances over the last 12 months," says Liam Sexton. Liam, are you genuinely bothered if Luke Shaw's in the England squad? I mean, personally, if he wants to be in it, I hope he gets it. But I'm not really that bothered. I'm really not bothered whether he's in the England squad. All I'm bothered about is he plays well for Man United. "Can you shout out to Cam?" says Shay. Cam Hayes. There you go. That's from Shay. "That De Gea save was absolutely insane," says Hazenberg White. I haven't seen... I don't know which one you're on about, mate, to be honest with you. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It looks like Fred's sort of dropping in as a left back. I can't figure out what we're doing here. We've took Luke Shaw off for Donny van der Beek, and I think he's gone to a back 3, which is very, very attacking from Ollie. We're actually on 974,300 subscribers, so let's go for 975 and get us 25 away from a million. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 975,000 tonight. United Stand live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 a.m. Loads and loads of shows. In fact, we've got a brand new show coming for you very soon in the next couple of days. I think you're going to really like it. We've never done this sort of show before, and it might not be for everybody, but we are going to stick with it because I think it's really important. It's my top 10 haircuts. No, it's not really. But links in the video, bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. I'm enjoying this. We've got 45 minutes of Donny in a Premier League game. We've got Anthony Martial playing down the middle. We want a goal for Martial. We want an assist for Donny. And everything else is a bonus. So, yeah, we're sort of playing a back. Fred's dropping in at left back, basically. McTominay's running the midfield. Fred, Bruno and Van der Beek are sort of buzzing around the number 9. And Rashford and Greenwood are playing out wide. I like it. It's a tactical plan. Fred at left back would be odd, but we're winning by 4 goals against 10 men. So what can go wrong, says Tom Curtis. Fix the team. Oh, yes, Yuri, that's a good idea. I can do that. So Luke Shaw's gone off. It'll explain it more better, won't it? Cavani's on. Wait a minute. Wan-Bissaka with the cross. Donny. Oh, it's just over him. Oh, I'd love Donny to score. I'll love it if Donny scores. So Donny is sort of playing here. Bruno is sort of playing here. Oh, come on, Bruno. Go. So that's sort of like that. And Fred is sort of dropping in here. But I'd put him more advanced. Wan-Bissaka is sort of playing here. And Scott McTominay. Well, he's sort of... I'll just stay in the centre circle, Ollie. Get me a can of iron brew and I'll do the job on my own. I'm made from Scotland and I'll run that midfield for you. He doesn't even speak Scottish, does he? I always do this with McTominay. McNeil. He doesn't have a Scottish accent, apparently. But he is Scottish. Wan-Bissaka. Cross comes in. Back post groove. Martial. Oh, Fred. Oh. No. Come on, let's get some goal. I'm loving this. 3 points. Fucking get in. We really need... I said it in the preview. Even if we play shit, we need 3 points today. So there is not one part of me that thinks, oh, we've got away with it. We've been really lucky that they got a red card. Shut up. I just want us to win. Nice ball in by Harry Maguire in there. Oh, Martial. Bloody Donny got in the way. Would have been a Bruno assist and a Martial goal. Carl's Iron Brew, made in Scotland from Gardars. Remember that? Iron Brew. I actually used to quite like Iron Brew. I don't think I'd like it now. Shout out to the Scots. That's peppermint tea. Shit cross by Fred. Donny wins the tackle. Come on, lads. Get 5. Flex said 6. I said 7. What are you saying in the live comments? How many we're going to score? Tell you what I used to love, and I haven't seen it for years. Tizer. Do they make Tizer anymore? I always used to think Tizer and Iron Brew weren't the same, but were the same. What a ball by Bruno into Martial. Maguire. Yellow card for Maguire. Bit late. We've got a lot of 6s and 7s. No one's going for 8 yet. Oh, Robert Brooks has gone for 8. Well done, Robert. Best thing to say in Scottish is Jaffa Cakes and Scooby-Doo, or moan about the English. Jaffa Cakes, Scooby-Doo. Oh, I've never thought of that before. Tom Curtis. Tom Curtis! He told me to say Scooby-Doo. So I said Scooby-Doo in Scottish. Scooby-Doo. Jaffa Cakes and Scooby-Doo. I'll be doing it all. I'm going to annoy you. I'll stop it now. You can still get Iron Brew. It's great with vodka. Don't have Iron Brew and vodka. We don't condone any drinking of alcohol. It's a personal choice, and you must be at the right age. Luke Marshall, thanks for the super chat. We're only winning because Southampton is horrendous defensively. This game doesn't decide if we can be title winners. Let's be grounded. I don't think any... Vishal! Calm down, Vishal! Calm down! Like, nobody's saying we're going to be title winners. We're just enjoying the moment. Nobody's talking about the title. Another yellow card here. United have had 2 yellow cards in the space of no time. Van der Beek. And Maguire. Scooby-Doo. I'm not going to do it again. Say Aunt Jemima's pancake syrup in Scottish, please, since Sir Benedict's gaming channel. Wait a minute. Southampton blocked by Fred. Oh, they've scored. Oh, shut up. Twat. They've got one back. Boo. 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 What are we doing at the back here then? Shea Adams scores a goal. Is he offside? No. Fred blocks the first shot. Doesn't block the second. That's a jammy goal, that is. De Gea's furious. Look at De Gea. Might be an offside here. I think Fred's knee. No, Fred's foot's playing him on. Aunt Jemima's pancake syrup. There you go. He's not offside. He's onside. Abhishek, thanks for the super chat. Donny looking for the final whistle after being on for 5 minutes, says Stephen Edge. Hey, Fred out of left back now, says Clay. Oh, fucking hell. Is this offside? I think it might be offside, you know. Offside. Oh my God. What a... Hassenhut will be just fuming. That is hilarious. That is hilarious, isn't it? It's just everything's gone our way tonight. A let-off. It is a let-off, and I didn't change the score. Well done to me. So I just feel for De Gea there, because he'll be desperate to get a clean sheet tonight. You don't want to concede. It's embarrassing to concede when you're 4-0 up and you're playing against 10 men. So I'm pleased for De Gea there. We want 10. Well, we need a bit of a kick up the arse here. Fred playing at left back, whips the cross in into Bruno. Good shot. Oh, a good shot by Bruno. I thought it was going to drop to Van der Beek, the rebound, but no. To be honest, I'm not sure that was offside. It's one of those marginal, stupid ones that you're fuming, to be fair. But then again, we should have had a penalty, so there you go. VR, I think we can all agree VAR is shit. Even though we're 4-0 up, I would say it's crap. Too many changes. We'll probably end up 4-2, says Caramore. No, I think Ollie's got it right. You know, if Martial and Van der Beek don't deliver, you can't moan. They've been given 45 minutes in a game where we're going to do a lot of attacking. You know, whatever we think about Van der Beek, he's got an opportunity. He's got to take it. 9-0, says Shoab. I hope so. I do worry about our intensity this half, though. We've dropped off a bit. Say burglar alarm in Scottish, please, says Sean Byrne. Burglar alarm. No, it doesn't really work. Burglar alarm. No. Scooby-Doo. That's the one. Scooby-Doo. Good play by Greenwood. He's going to go selfish here. He ain't going to pass. Yeah, Martial again is like, where's the pass? That's the thing with Greenwood and Rashford on the wing. Imagine you're playing Everton and it's 0-0 with 20 minutes to go. Stop. You've got to get your head up. And I don't think Greenwood puts many crosses in off the right because he's right. He's always off his left. Remember his assist in the first half was from the left-hand side. I wonder if Greenwood would be better off the left. We're camped on the edge of the Southampton half here. This is where you've got Bruno and you've got crap ball by Rashford. You've got good tackle by Rashford. Quickly into Bruno. You've got Bruno and Van der Beek hanging around the edge of the box. Just knock it into their feet. That's what they want. Knock it into their feet and let them work their magic. Donny comes deep. Oh, that's what she said. Anyway, I'm happy we still have the clean sheet, but honestly, how is that offside? A clear and obvious error by the referee, says Uncle Drew. I witnessed 9-1 against Ipswich, and I want 10, says Stephen Brown. We need 6 goals in half an hour. I'm not so sure we'll do that. But I'd like to see it happen. Please subscribe, by the way. We don't often get nights like this. I'm loving it. It's lovely to know that we've won a game with half an hour to go, and you're just trying to count goals now. That's a lovely little ball. Bruno goes for the shot. Go on, Rashi. Come back. Come back. Bruno's got it. Oh. McTominay gets skinned. He's up. They're on a break here, Southampton, and he's going to run at it. Wan-Bissaka won't let him. What a tackle by Wan-Bissaka. Gets the ball. Play on. Play on. Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka there. I tell you what, I think somebody's going to have to really go for it to take man of the match off Luke Shaw, even though he went off at half time. Someone's going to have a brilliant second half, because for me, Luke Shaw's man of the match with half a game played. But we'll see. I'd really want Martial to score today. I love you, man, says Monas. I love you back. No, I definitely want to see Martial scoring today. As playing number 9 against a team like this, you expect to get a chance. He's got to take it. Oh, no. There's too much of this side-to-side stuff. Knock it into the feet. Here's Bruno to Wan-Bissaka. Terrible cross that time. Too much time to think. Dan James is going to come on. Fair play. I don't disagree. I don't have a problem with it. Who's it going to be for? Rashford. Yeah, spot on. Rashford for James. Another intelligent sub. He's got it spot on tonight. It's not his fault he's playing against 10 men, but the way he's game managed it is spot on. I would like to have seen Tellez coming on, but, you know, what did I say? Imagine if Diallo had been on the bench. He'd have been playing. Mark, can you please call my father Rod Finnegan a prat? He's watching and I thought it would be hilarious, says Delta Yo-Yo Panda. Rod, you're a prat. He probably isn't watching. That'll wake him up. Rod, wake up, Rod. Rod, you're a prat, Rod. It was the ice on the runway. Oh my God, Jake T. I started to say something there. Actually, I'm going to leave it up. Can everybody... Jake T's made a real mistake here. So he's mocking... On Saturday, the 6th of February, is the anniversary of our... of the Munich tragedy. Now, I've just seen this super chat and I've started to read it, and then I've realised instantly what it's talking about. And it's basically talking about the plane crash of our Busby Babes. But Jake T has made a super chat to do it. Now, he's had to pay to do that. And what Jake T hasn't realised is that's getting reported, and we're going to find out who you are. So just anybody who's offended by this, we've had it with somebody who made a racist remark last week. They're thick. They do it on a super chat, but they have to pay for it. So they give their details to YouTube. So Jake, expect a little bit of a visit very, very soon, because that is harassment and that is an offence and it's disgusting. So anybody who's offended by Jake's idiocy, don't worry about it, because we've done this before and YouTube can track who they are. So well done, Jake. You shouldn't have paid for being a dick, but thank you very much for paying for it. Wanker. Can you call my friend Jude Wiles a prat, says Mikey Tucker. And I'm sorry, but Dan James has no business playing for Man United, especially against a low block. I'd rather see Diallo or Tellez or someone with a future, says the Mr. Man. Yeah, but they're not on the bench. He's not on the bench, is he? So Diallo's not on the bench. Tellez I can sort of understand, but yeah. Yeah, very, very sad that we get that. But obviously, you know, Marcus Rashford gets it under his Instagram post. Twan Sebi gets it. Everybody gets it. These wankers exist in society, and until the social media companies do something about them, they will continue with getting these hard-ons on their forehead because they're just dickheads completely. Jake's arse will be going like that right now as he shits himself all over his bedroom carpet and thinks, what a prat I've been. I've paid to do something that's actually harassment and vile. And well done, Jake. You've exposed yourself. You didn't think that one through. Imagine paying for some jail time. Fair play. Only costs a fiver. United to get to their fiver, says Gabriel Nell. Well, he probably won't go to jail for it, Gabriel, but he'll be paying more than a fiver with a criminal record with any luck. Ollie making good in-game decisions, which we've been sceptical about for a while, says Stan Kift. And will you do a watch-along for Man City versus Burnley, says Zane. No. I don't do. I only do watch-alongs where I think there's a chance. What a tackle by Wan-Bissaka. He might be winning man of the match from Luke Shaw. Fantastic tackle by Wan-Bissaka. It was going to be a shot for Southampton in the box, and he makes a great tackle. He's hurt himself doing it. We've been a bit sloppy this second half, though, haven't we? It's sort of, it's always a bit difficult when you're 4-0 up. Brandon Williams is on the bench, but you can't make 5 subs. Can you call my brother Pritam a prat? Love your vids, mates, says Abhishek. And David Jackson says, how is that harassment, Mark? It's clearly a joke. You don't know anything, mate. It's taking the piss out of something that is specific to Manchester United on a Manchester United fan channel about people who died. And it's a well-known, vile song. Trust me, he's going to be in trouble for that. Because he knows exactly what he's doing. And it's not a joke to joke about people who lost their lives on a Manchester United fan channel when we are going to be marking the anniversary of those people who died, the Busby Babes, and everyone who died on that plane on Saturday. It's not a joke to come and do a well-known, vile chant on this channel. So you don't get away with that. It goes back to what these dickheads think they can do. You do that on the street, you see what happens. You're not getting away with it. It's harassment. It's a public order offence for sure. Imagine being 4 up after 60 minutes and Ollie has made all his subs. Excellent half from Shaw and Cavani, incredible. And also, all the people who lost their lives on February the 6th, 1958, and looking down on this team, immensely proud, says Joseph Tyrrell. Flowers of Manchester, flowers of English football. And I can't believe these hateful people like Jake are real people. Surely they must be bots, says Red Baron. Mate, you'd be amazed at the fucking vile people that live on this planet. Jake must have a very sad and limited life if he needs to make these kind of hateful comments to get some sort of validation. You know what it is? You know why Jake's paid to do it? He's paid to do it because, obviously, Super Chats, I tried to read them all out, but it will show up on the thing. So he gets notoriety. So he's sat there wherever he is in his sad little life, feeling important. But actually, everyone can't stand you, Jake. They think you're a fucking idiot. So you're famous for being a dickhead, but you know, some would say so am I, but I might be a dickhead because of my opinions, but I'm not a dickhead for that sort of thing. In fact, you're a stronger word than a dickhead. The word you are is C and ends in T, and I'm not talking about cat. Facts, Savage Black. I live for Mark Goldbridge. I dream of Mark Goldbridge. I taste Mark Goldbridge. I am Mark Goldbridge, says Kane. Hi, Mark. How are you doing? A watch along for any games tomorrow? I'm doing Chelsea Spurs on Thursday. That's not tomorrow, though, is it, Joseph? It's Tuesday. I'm lost on my days here. Corner from United. Cross comes in. Maguire misses it. Fred's got it on the back. Why is he shooting again? Fucking hell, Fred. I think Fred's been shit this half. Hi, Mark. You do... No. Clayton, you're a prat, says Echo. And McTominay's started to grow on me. I think in a few years he'll be a stellar player, says Callum Turner. Why don't you do a watch-along for Man United women's side? At least for some top games, says Omar Solomon. Because I don't. Why don't I do it? Why don't I do a watch-along for the under-18s? So many people think because they're on the internet they're anonymous. It's the same as being in a crowd and shouting out hate, says SK. That super chat has put me right down. Screw you, Jake, says PJ Pennington. I thought Fred was good in the first half. I just think at left back, he's not a left back, is he? Some of his passing has been a bit off. I don't know what Manchester United have got planned on the 6th of February, actually, because we don't normally have a game. It's been a few years since we've had a game on the actual day of the Munich anniversary. And of course, with COVID, everything that normally happens, like with the Manchester Munich Memorial Foundation, there's normally a big get-together outside Old Trafford. There's normally a big service over in Munich as well. But presumably this will not be allowed this year because they don't want people congregating together. So I don't know. Then it might be that people just defy it and turn up anyway. I mean, that's a personal choice, isn't it? I mean, really, we're in a lockdown, but if they social distance, I suppose. But I don't think the club will be doing anything official. So hopefully they'll do something in relation to on MUTV or something like that. Player ratings will be out soon. Martial. Oh yes! Get in! Is he offside? No! Smile, Tony, smile! Smile! He took that really well. He took that really, really well. Get in, Tony! Tony the Tiger. Yes. He worked on that one. He had to control it, take a touch and volley the bitch straight into the back of the net. Confidence builder. Maguire. To Bruno. Martial. Oh, it's an assist for Martial as well. It's an assist for Bruno. Oh, yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba doo, Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo. It's 5-0. It's Martial with the goal. It's Bruno with the assist. I'll have some of that. Did he get any hand on it? VAR is going to have a look at this. I'd be careful. It's a great goal by Martial though. Quality goal. Assist from Bruno. Quality goal. Yeah, he'd be very happy with that. Shush, you Martial haters. Look, I don't think anybody really would be hating on Martial for getting a goal. Doesn't matter whether you want Martial in the club or not, and obviously I do. But the reality is, this is what I mean. It's about confidence, isn't it? Get him on the pitch, get him some confidence, and he could have a big part to play, very big part to play. You should put your man of the match in the bottom left, says Shadow Bullets. Rashford's past Cantona on United scoring list, says Dio. I seriously don't see how Diallo could be any worse than Dan James, says Abby. As a neutral, it's disgusting that people can say that sort of horrific comments. May the Busby Babes rest in peace, says James Daly. Let's move on from him. He's a prat. He'll get sorted out. Don't worry about that. Greenwood, good shot. Cleared away. McTominay. Oh! Scooby-Doo! Carl's Iron Brew. McTominay slices through it like a hot knife through butter. The way he puts that in, that's the goal of the game. What a hit by McTominay. 6. Flex, sit down. Flex said 6. I'm going 7. McTominay with an absolute belter of a hit. The way he cuts through this, the technique on this, it's Tekker's. It's Tekker's time. Greenwood shoots. It comes banging out to the edge of the box, and he just cuts through it. It's a lovely technique by McTominay. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. I don't know whether Van der Beek gets a touch on this. No, he doesn't. He moves his foot away. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 6-0. Lovely goal. Well done. Good old McTominay. He likes those hitters from the edge of the box, doesn't he? This is why McTominay needs to play further up the pitch. Rashford's gone off, hasn't he? I need to take Rashford off. Marcus Rashford. Dan James. I've not even noticed that Dan James is actually playing here. Yeah, look, what we were talking about this before the game. McTominay for me is not a CDM. He's a box-to-box player. The best bit about McTominay is when he's scoring goals. He can't score goals stood in front of Maguire and Lindelof at Anfield or the Emirates. You know, he's got to play box-to-box. And if that means, well, if that means you're going to rotate him with Pogba, you're going to rotate him with Pogba. But he's got to play. Oh, it's a goal for Southampton. Oh, a terrible miss by Che Adams. He should have scored there. Puts it over the bar. Hassan Holt is probably having his nightmare game of football here. He can't believe it. They should have scored there. But it's 6-0 to United. Flex said 6 at half-time. I said 7. So Flex has got to hold on for 20 minutes here. But no, all over the way, all over the place, confidence is flowing through this team. And after Sheffield United and after Arsenal, we needed this. Haven't scored many goals. And this can be our Crystal Palace. You know, Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 7-0, didn't they? This can be our Crystal Palace. I'll repeat it again. This could be our Crystal Palace. Martial's in again. Oh! Oh! Martial! The little chip and he's missed. He's not happy about that. He should have scored. Might have just been offside anyway, to be honest with you. But he's timed his run well. He gets his first touch right. Should score. He should have scored that. It would have been a great little dink. The Goldbridge chip on FIFA. And he's just missed it. Nice to see all our strikers on the sheet today. 1 for Donny would seal it for me, says Stephen Atkinson. Yeah, Donny's not been able to get into the game as much as I would have liked him to. But it's been fantastic. Fantastic to watch. Player ratings is actually open on the website. I'll drop you the link in a minute. I mean, you might want to wait, but you might not. For me, Luke Shaw's player ratings is very easy straight away. This is fun, says A&J Gaming, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? It is. It's my birthday tomorrow. My thoughts will be with the great players and staff that died in Germany, says Mohammed Idris. Happy birthday tomorrow, mate, and lovely comment. Also, shout out to Dylan, who watches every game from Florida, says Remy. Shout out to Dylan and everyone. George Harrison, my sweet lord, 6-0 all over the moon, says Anthony Dunn. We want 7. We want 7. Brad Pitt. I've just ruined my line. I can still use it. It's still good. It's still good. Time for Scottish whiskey, says Madascal. Scooby-Doo. I'll never forget that now. Scooby-Doo. If you want to do Scottish accent, Scooby-Doo works really well with it. You can't fail. Draughty Devil always said we'd win 7-0 this season. He might get his way. Will it be so close but no cigar? We'll see. Not quite Hassenhut, worst result. They lost by 9 to Leicester last year. Remember that started the turnaround for them, says Seb Watson. They're on a bad run at the moment, Southampton. This will be the 4th loss in a row, but they've been fantastic ever since that 9-0. But you know what? I do feel sorry for Southampton, because when you get a player sent off after a minute and a half and you've got an injury-hit squad, makes it very, very difficult as well. And also, everybody's playing so much football at the moment, aren't they, that it's relentless. So I think Southampton are a team that are struggling with the intensity of the Premier League, the injuries, and the fact that they haven't got a great big squad. So frustrating how this team couldn't beat Arsenal, says Sahel. Yeah, but it's different circumstances. Biggest win after Ferguson era in the making, says Tumas. Up the Millwall, we could beat Man United, says Noah Brown. I don't think you could. I'm just going to drop the link in the video description for the player ratings in a moment. But I just want to check something else first. Hi Mark, do you think United will win a trophy this season? Says Joseph Spence. I'm not getting carried away, Joseph. I'm not going to get carried away. We're 300 subscribers away from 975,000. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can hit that on a night where we could hit 7. It would be nice to hit 975,000. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Martial tries to win it, tries to play the Megs. It doesn't quite work, but we've won it back with Fred. Dan James has been very quiet, hasn't he, since he'd come on, let's be honest. Finally, a game where I don't have to worry about anything. It feels nice, says Xander. Well, you know, look, we're winning because of the red card, but what we spoke about is United need to start winning games convincingly as well. Bruno, oh, he went for the shot there, greedy. Shout out from Zimbabwe. I love the channel, says Zethi. Thank you very much. Could you call Emily a prat for upsetting Luke, says Kian. Another substitution going to happen here for Southampton. Let me just get this player ratings thing going for you. Is there another game going on tonight at 8:15? Yes. Newcastle are losing to Crystal Palace 2-1. Is the answer to the question. If there was a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hood and the DJ revolve it. Ice, ice, baby. Bang, 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 bang. Right. Let's do it. This is going in the live comments. This is going in the match description. This is going in the video description right now. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being average, and put a star next to your man of the match. Submit your score and I will use them on the match reaction show. You also give a score to Ollie as part of that. The link is in the video description. Also in the video description is the One Football app, who have sponsored this watch-along. Well done, One Football app. You've just sponsored one of our best ever watch-alongs this season. You can download it for free. You can get all your player ratings. You can get all your match stats, all your scores, all your Man United news, all your football news on there. Really good app. Give it a go. It's free on Apple and Android. Thanks to them for tuning, for sponsoring the show. And please do give it a download because it is free and it is a good app. And as I said, your player ratings for the United stand are in the video description as well. So we've got about 12 minutes to get the 7th goal. Is it going to peter out into a 6-0, or is there going to be a bit of urgency to get a 7? Van der Beek's not really done anything wrong again, has he? But he's not been massively involved. Just think how good we're going to be when we get Phil Jones back, says Joe. And how much do they say want down the drain, Mark? Because last time I checked, Tony Martial scores again, says Ryan Miller. Well done. I got married on the 29th of Feb last year. Just gave the wife the wink. I hope I'm on the scoring list tonight, says Anthony Dunn. And hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Buzzing about the result tonight. Win is a win. Short 8, 3 points, says Steve. Yeah. And I think we should send Martial some love. I think he's really been affected by the recent incident, says SK. Needs confidence. Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, they need confidence. They need backing. When they deliver, you've got to get behind them. When they don't deliver, you can be honest and say they weren't good enough, but they could be really important this season. Anthony Martial could score a goal like that, that beats Man City. He's got that in his locker, and you've got to believe in that. Nice ball into Greenwood. Lovely play by Greenwood. Hey Mark, can you call my girlfriend a prat? She deserves it, says Ben Wilson. Greenwood shoots straight at the keeper. Somebody just said there that Bruno's ignoring Donny. I haven't really noticed that. I don't know whether that's something that needs addressing, but maybe some people would agree. Maybe some people wouldn't. I don't think Bruno is that sort of player, to be honest, to ignore somebody. I think he's always looking for the pass. McTominay will have enjoyed it tonight, though, because he basically has run the midfield from deep on his own, and he's got his goal as well. So be a good boost for him. Maguire brings it forward. Poor ball. Still 10 minutes to go. It'd be nice if Donny got the number 7, wouldn't it? The 7th goal. Right, here we go. Greenwood, play the pass. Martial, play the pass. Bruno, into Martial. Go on, Dan, attack it. Got to be hungry there. You've got to be hungry, Dan. Been very quiet, hasn't he, Dan James, since he came on? It's not like... You know, people who said, oh, this will suit Dan James because he's fast. I don't think it does suit Dan James. It's a low block. It's a very intricate game. It's not... You know, Dan James wants to run into 40 yards of space. He doesn't want to run into 40 players. Martial, that's a penalty. He's given it. He's given the penalty. Bednarek could get a red. Arsenal fans are screaming for a red. He's surely stopped. He's going to have a look at it. Is there a genuine attempt to win the ball? No. That's a penalty. That is a penalty every day of the week. Yeah, catches his leg. That might be a red card. It's the same as David Luiz. There's no attempt to get the ball. It's exactly the same as David Luiz. He catches his leg. It's got to be a red. I think they're going to overturn this, you know. Martial's clever. They'll overturn this. I think they're going to overturn it. I've got a horrible feeling they're going to overturn this. 2 years ago, this is a penalty because the contact's coming and Martial takes the contact. But I think they're going to say it's a dive. He catches his knee. You can see it. Although it should be a penalty because it's not a clear and obvious error and the referee's given it. So it's not clear and obvious, so it should be a penalty. Unless they get him to come and have a look. He's going to go and have a look now, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to have a look. I think it's a penalty, but in the modern day, you just don't know. You just do not know anymore. So he's going to go and have a look at the VAR machine. You could do your player ratings while you're waiting. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Star next to your man of the match. He's having a look. Do your job, Mike Dean. It's a bloody penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty. Just back yourself. It doesn't matter, but it means I beat Flex. Back yourself and give a penalty. It's not, you know, just give the penalty. It's indecisive. Go with the penalty. The problem is, if he gives a penalty, he's got to give a red. Give us a penalty, Mike. Come on, Mike. Go on, Mike. Give us a penalty, Mike. Come on. Go on, Mike. Mike, give us a penalty, Mike. Go on, Mike. Give us a penalty, Mike. What are you going to do, Mike? You're giving us a penalty, Mike? What are you doing, Mike? Is it a penalty, Mike? He's talking to them. Is it a penalty, Mike? What are you going to do, Mike? Is it a penalty? What are you going to do, Mike? Penalty? Penalty! Get in! And he's going to give him a red. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! He sent him off. I think that's harsh. But it's justice for David Luiz. It's justice for David Luiz. It's hard on Southampton because they're going to miss him now. But it's a penalty. And it is red. It's a red card. Penalty and a red card. It's like watching Arsenal on repeat. Get off, Bednarek. He sent you off. Have some manners and get off. They've looked at it on VAR. Oh, he's not happy. We want 7. We want 7. Everybody, we want 7. Set fire to the rain. It's got to be Bruno. We don't take no prisoners here. Fernandes. He's already got an assist. Does he get his goal? Yes! 7-0. Sit down, Flex. Flex, sit down and take your cornflakes. Because that's 7-0. And it's Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey and Morgan Freeman time. If you know, you know. Boom, Bruno. Get in. 7-0. He gets his goal. He's got his assist. Lovely stuff. How long's left? We still got another 5 minutes. We might get 8. We want 8. But we've got the 7. I said 7 at half time. It's a personal duel between me and Flex, and I've won. I think it's a penalty. I think he catches him twice. He catches him on the knee and he catches him on the ankle. Watch. Knee and then ankle. Can't get out of the way. I think it's a stonewall penalty. It's a stonewall penalty. Evening mark. Top league scorers are nice to see us still hungry for goals second half instead of backing off vintage stuff. Keep up the great work. There's a yellow card for the referee now. That's not... Well, you can call Martial a diver if you want. It's been checked on VAR. It's been checked by the referee. And they still agree with me. 7-0. And if you are tuning in, you're not watching Match of the Day repeat. That wasn't Arsenal conceding that penalty. That did happen to them. And David Luiz did get sent off. But Southampton have just copied it. It can't be a red. We've had this chat before. It is a red card because the rule is... If you make a genuine attempt to get the ball and it's a penalty, you don't get a red card. If there's no genuine attempt to get the ball, you can get a red card. So that is the rule. If people don't understand that, I actually didn't know that rule comprehensively until I was watching the Arsenal game earlier. But yes, I didn't think you could get a red card now for a penalty. But if there's no genuine attempt to get the ball, you get a red card. The number of penalties Martial has won for us does not get talked about enough, not to mention the ones that were not given, says Ernest Tabari. And the number of penalties... Yeah, we've done that one. Martial! Get in! It's number 8! Get in! It's great! It's great! It's number 8! 8-0. Manchester United. Martial, he doesn't look happy. He doesn't look happy. Hasenhüttl looks even worse. But Martial makes it 8. Get off if you're not a United fan. You're going to be hating this. 8-0 Manchester United. Everything's fell into place tonight. It's great. You know what it is? It's Tony the Tiger. That's great. If anyone remembers Frosties, they're great. It's 8 for Tony the Tiger. I think it's another cross from Wan-Bissaka. He gets his second assist as well. Yeah, he does. Wan-Bissaka with 2 assists. Tony the Tiger. They're great. Get in. I bet nobody's ever seen the Frosties advert now, so they're going, why is he going great? Grrr, he was a tiger. Great. Get in. Just wait for his next season, says Zayn Miasi. 8-0. 8-0 Manchester United. Hasenhüttl. I do feel sorry for Southampton, but not that much. I want Man United to smash teams. And 8-0. Actually, you know what? There's still 3 minutes to go here. So we could still hit 975,000 subscribers. We're only 100 away. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 o'clock. Send love and support for Martial. We need everyone, says SK. Remember, do your player ratings as well. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. It's on the UnitedStand.com, or you can go through the link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. Put a star next to your man of the match. There's quite a few contenders tonight. And then submit your scores. McTominay's got man of the match by BT. For me, it's Wan-Bissaka or Shaw, but you know, McTominay has played well. So that's interesting. I would not have given it to McTominay, but fair play, BT. I don't know who makes their mind up on that. If it's Glenn Hoddle again, he gave it him against Watford, didn't he, as well? I think what Hoddle's got something about McTominay, but fair play. Link in the video description for that. I think Shaw or Wan-Bissaka are my man of the match. 2 assists for both of them as a fullback. They've been fantastic. You might go Wan-Bissaka because he's played the full 90, but Luke Shaw was on fire in the first half. There's another chat. Dan James doesn't quite get it. Mark, we now have most goals in the Premier League. All love from Toronto, Canada, says Kevin Miller Music. And also, we got our revenge because if you remember 96-97, we lost 6-3. Now we're beating them 8-0, says Paul Smith. Hasenhult's got a horrible record. 8-0, look at it. Look at that scoreline there. 8-0. Isn't it great to beat a team by 8? Ollie smug and happy. What a way to get a result. We've got nearly 50,000 watching, which is amazing. Hope you're all enjoying this. You don't get many nights like this. Look, it is about playing against 10 men, but just because you're down to 10 men, you shouldn't get beat 8-0. I would say that. It's not an excuse to get beat 8-0 because you're down to 10 men. So, you've got to give United a lot of credit. Yo, it's 9! It's 9! Oh, Dan James! It's 9! We've repeated it! Hasenhult, I actually feel, I want to feel sorry for him. 9-0! 9-0! Unbelievable. Oh, that's... I feel like being like Gary Neville. 9-0. 9-0. Is that our best score in the Premier League then? Ipswich. Was that 9-0 or 9-1 against Ipswich? It was 9-1, wasn't it? There's no offside there. It's another assist for Bruno. There's no offside there. Nice little flick by Dan James. It was 9-1 against Ipswich. We've just got our best ever score. What a result. The final whistle goes. Is that the best ever score that's ever been done in the Premier League history as well? No one's ever done 10. It was 9-0 against Ipswich and Cole got 5, says Robbo FM. So I know Leicester did 9-0 against Southampton. We've done 9-0 tonight. We did 9-0 against Ipswich. So it was... we've just equalled it. Haven't we? Well, someone's done 11-0. 9-0's the record score, isn't it? No one's ever done better than 9-0. Leicester were away, though. That's harder. The record books don't say that, William. You win 9-0, you win 9-0. For Southampton, that'll be hard for them to deal with. But, well, look, you know what? Whatever you say, Ollie has broken a record there. He's levelled up with Sir Alex with a 9-0. He's one of the only few managers to do it. 3, I think. Didn't Man City win a game by a lot, though, as well? I can't remember. Thanks for streaming this, Mark. Best day ever, says Zach Thomas. Yeah, please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner, because we are very close to 975,000. And it'd be nice to hit that on a memorable night where Manchester United have hit 9. 9? I'm not speaking German, by the way. 9, meaning 9 in English. We've won. I bet Hasenhult's saying 9. because he is German. But sorry, it's true, Hassenhut. You've lost 9-0. So yeah, we're going to do the match reaction now. One of the most enjoyable match reactions I've ever done. Please do your player ratings before we do that, because that will be a big part of it. Links in the video description for the player ratings. Links in the description for the match reaction. I'll be live in about a couple of minutes' time, and we will discuss this amazing game. We will go through the player ratings. I think it's going to be the best player ratings we've ever done. Remember, they will be voted for by you. So get in the link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being average, star next to your man of the match. I'm going to enjoy these player ratings more than I've ever enjoyed player ratings. And remember, Ollie gets a score as well. So get on to that. I'll see you on the match reaction in a couple of minutes. It's going to be a crazy one. See you in a minute.